No, your eyes are not deceiving you. The Stallions are actually playing some baseball. The rain has remained undefeated this season, but the Stallions finally get a day without rain, and they are on the road tonight in Amsterdam, New York. A rivalry in the PGCPL East Division as your Saugerties Stallions, sitting at 18-7, winners of 2 in a row, take on the 23-6 Amsterdam Mohawks, winners of 3 straight games. John Gross alongside Jake Starr, and Jake, a bit of a similar situation than we had just last week. Had 3 off days now leading into a game against Amsterdam. Last week had 4 straight off days leading a game against Amsterdam. A lot of rust last week. How can they be a little bit different and be more locked in today after 3 days off?
Yeah, the big question going into that game back on July 4th was going to be, are they going to look rusty or are they going to look rested? Well, the first inning was any inclination. They were very rusty. The key today is going to be, can they come out and can they look better? Can they come out there and can they knock the rust off? Well, I think by the end of the first 2 innings, we're going to have a good tell on where this team is right now. Amsterdam, they played last night, beat Glens Falls 13-1. Stallions haven't played since Tuesday night at Glens Falls, so it's been a while, but it's glad to have some baseball back.
Again, the Stallions 18-7 of the season, second in the East Division. Amsterdam, a division and league leading 23-6. This is the 8th meeting of the year between these two squads. The Stallions trail the season series 5-2 as Gunnar Goldsmith will lead things off for Saugerties against Nick Smith. And the righty out of Evansville, Jake, he's put up some really impressive numbers this year.
Oh, without a doubt. This is his 4th start, 8th appearance overall. 3-1 with a 1.95 ERA and 23 innings pitched. Most impressively, 30 strikeouts to lead the team.
First pitch is a ball and comes across at 6:41, so just 6 minutes behind today. Goldsmith enters today a 4-game hit streak. Has recorded a hit in 13 of his last 14 games. The leadoff batter will give you the rest of the Stallions order momentarily as the 2-0 is again upstairs from Nick Smith, who has only walked 6 guys this year, but starts this game off with 3 balls.
If you can get to him early, John, that's going to be the key for the Stallions lineup.
And ball 4. 4 pitches, 4 balls, and a free base.
Goldsmith leads the Stallions in walks this year. That was his 16th overall. And that's why he's in that leadoff spot. He's a guy, 328 on the season, but it's those walks. It's his just ability to get on base any way possible. So Stallions got the leadoff runner on 4 straight pitches. Let's see if they have him move it all. Maybe they lay down a bunt here. This is an Amsterdam team and Nick Smith that the Stallions have struggled against.
Yeah, it brings up David Shackelford, the starting left field today, who takes a strike. So Goldsmith just lit off. He gets the start at shortstop. But Shackelford now the 2-hitter in left. On deck is Josh Stevenson in center. Kip Fugers clean up at first. Cade Verduzco 5th and right. Tyler Kelter 6th, the extra hitter. The DH tonight hitting 7th is Colin Mackel, as the 0-1 is Fandon 0-2. Nick Iverson bats 8th at third. Gene Napolitano catches in the 9th spot. And Jarrett Brown back in the lineup for the first time since June 26th. Rounds out the order at second. So a quick 2 strikes from Nick Smith on Shackelford, who is 1 for 6 in 2 games. Takes upstairs, 1-2.
Nick Smith, definitely one of the harder throwers that Stallions have faced this year. This is a team that struggles against Amsterdam mainly because of their ability to have guys, thrown in the mid-90s, and something that Stallions gonna have to, catch up to. More practice, more reps should come together.
1-2 off speed is Fandon, and that wraps up Shackelford's first at bat. So a swinging strikeout after a walk issued by Nick Smith, and there's now 1 away for Josh Stevenson.
Yeah, not the best of at-bats there by Shackelford, but a lot of credit has to go to Nick Smith there, John, for being able to fight back after he walks Goldsmith on 4 pitches, comes in, 2 straight strikes to Shackelford, both fastballs, and he mixes in that off-speed pitch that Shackelford was way out in front, and a good way of that's how you pitch.
Stevenson hitless in his last 2 games. That snapped a 7-game hit streak as time is called. The 274 hitter, who has, however, recorded an RBI in 6 straight games. Goldsmith leads off at first. Always the threat of the base paths. He reached on a 4-pitch walk. And now he stumbles. We have a pickle. Reinish is going to toss down to second. Mesh applies the tag, and there's out number 2.
That's not ideal. Yeah, Goldsmith, I don't know what he was doing there. It looked like he was starting to go, then he stumbled, then he just got caught in a pickle. Smith's a righty, so it's not like he has a confusing move or anything.
No.
Goldsmith kind of just lost his feet there and came back to bite him.
So after a promising start to this inning, the Stallions now have 2 outs and nobody on, as the first offering hits the outside corner. Well, talk about Nick Smith, impressive pitcher, and this is his 3rd appearance against the Stallions. Pitched thus far 3 innings, given up a run, as Stevenson lines this towards the Stallions dugout. 0-2, and he is coming off his poorest performance of the season, though. A surprising 5-3 loss against Oneonta. He went 5 2/3, gave up 4 runs, all earned, instead of 8 strikeouts and a walk. Here's the 0-2 from the righty out of Evansville. And he nails the outer edge as Stevenson is sat down looking. So the Stallions are set down 1-2-3, no runs, no hits, nobody left on base. Bottom one after this on the Saugerties Stallions Broadcast Network. Bottom of the first, scoreless in Amsterdam, New York, as the big righty out of Georgia Southern, Ben Johnson, takes the mound, and in a very impressive Stallion starting rotation, he's done some good work this year.
Yes, his 5th start this year, 1-0, a 5.51 earned run average, 10 hits and 16 1/3 innings pitched. Most impressively, 23 strikeouts to 6 walks. That's something he's going to have to keep up tonight against a really dangerous Mohawk lineup.
Well, you talk about dangerous, it starts with this guy, Matt Shaw, who had been batting 3 or 4 in this lineup, but Keith Griffin now puts him at the top of the order. A .382 hitter, that's second in the PGCBL. Leads the league in home runs with 7, is 5th with 19 RBI. A couple days ago in a doubleheader at Glens Falls, had 3 home runs over the 2 games. As Johnson looks to retire him, first pitch is upstairs, 1-0. Again, the Mohawks 23-6 in the season, currently holding on to a 3-game lead in the East Division standings over Saugerties, but these two by far and away the best teams in the division. As Johnson misses outside 2-0.
To the first base dugout, please. And Leonard to the first base.
Johnson making his 3rd start at Shuttleworth. Pitched 8 innings against Amsterdam. Give it up 6 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, as Shaw lifts this down the first base side. It'll stay in fair play. Futures camps under it and has it. 1 down. Down to the field for Saugerties, it's Johnson to the mound. He's tossing to Gene Napolitano. Nick Iverson at 3rd, Gunnar Goldsmith at short, Jared Brown at 2nd. Again, back in the lineup for the first time since June 26th. Kip Futures at first base, David Shackelford at left, Josh Stevenson in center, and Kay Verduzco out at right, as that brings Brett Coker to the plate with 1 down, a scoreless bottom of the first. First offering to the .344 hitter hits the zone at the knees.
Really nice crowd, too, coming in tonight, John. Saturday night, beautiful night. I mean, looking at temperatures right now, 75 degrees. You can't ask for any better summer weather than this.
0-1 breaks at the top of the zone. That's strike 2. Yeah, absolutely. It seems like it's been two extremes, Jake. Either super hot or very rainy and no game. So it's nice to have something in the middle.
For once.
For once. Let's hope this continues. 0-2, way upstairs, 1-2.
Not sure if he's watching yet, but we said Colin Martin's been in town last couple of weeks. Stallions coach the last couple of years. You know, we're giving him, you know, making fun of him a little bit. He comes here, rains all these days, and the day he literally leaves Saugerties, most beautiful day of the year.
Here's the 1-2 from Johnson. Is swung on and missed. 2 outs. A Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union strikeout. And there's 2 down to the bottom of the first.
A little bit extra juice behind that one, too, from Johnson. I mean, look, obviously, the goal is not to throw as hard as you can, but you do a little bit harder there, hit a good spot, had it up and away, and Coker had no chance to get a bat on that one.
Couple quick outs brings up C.J. Funk, the .316 hitter. Has really come along last couple of games. 7 for 13 in the last 3 for Amsterdam. As Johnson rocks and fires, first offering is high to fastball 1-0. 2 outs, scoreless bottom of the first. Saugerties winners of 2 in a row. Amsterdam winners of 3 straight. Johnson looks home of the 1-0. Now goes through the windup, kicks and deals. And a swing and a miss. 1-1. Well, you talk about Colin Martin possibly bringing some bad weather. I won't push it too far, Jake. You know, you brought your own little bad juju around this team.
If that's what you want to say, I was trying to bring good juju. Nice pitch.
1-1 again, Fandon on a breaking pitch at the knees. So Johnson now ahead 1-2 with 2 outs.
That was a really nice curveball by him too. Just the bottom of it completely fell out. Funk just swung right over it.
Johnson kicks and delivers. Fastball, swing, miss, out number 3. And we head to the top of the second. Back-to-back Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union strikeouts. And we're scoreless through 1. From Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, New York, this is Stallions Baseball, the Saugerties Stallions Broadcast Network. Top of the second, no runs on the board for either side. Stallions Baseball is brought to you by 5-Star Awards and Tees. Top Custom Team Gear Awards. Benson Steel, the Stallions Stolen Base sponsor. They put stuff up you can't knock down. Bob Garrick Septic, honest, dependable, reliable. If you need it pumped out, call Bob. BP's Carpentry and Maintenance. And Delvecchia and Craft Injury Lawyers, the Stallions Hit by Pitt sponsor. If you've been hit, call Delvecchia and Craft Injury Attorneys. Kip Fugers leads off and slap shots this out of play down the first base side. 0-1.
Yeah, fouled that off, but a really good swing there from Kip. I think he's seeing it well there, and this is a guy in Smith who's throwing hard, so Fugers can barrel one up. It's going to go a long way.
Line back 0-2. Fugers, a .362 hitter. Tied for first in the league with 22 RBI this season. Was 2 for 3 with a pair of RBI, scored 3 runs against Glens Falls a couple days ago as the 0-2. is lofted back, and the count remains no balls and 2 strikes.
On everything, too. On the first 2 pitches, which are fastballs. That third one there went curveball. Futures has seen it well out of Nick Smith's hand tonight.
Here's the 0-2 from the righty Smith to the righty Fugers, who chops it up. And that's again out of play on the first base side. That was a pitch out of the zone, too. That was out about the ankles, but still made good contact.
I think Futures is going to hit a home run tonight.
Okay.
Just putting that out there.
There we go. Heard it from Jake Starr. Smith looks home. Readies and fires. 0-2 delivery is in the air to right field. The back goes Funk towards the wall, and just shy of the wall, he makes the grab. Jake Starr nearly on cue called it, but instead it's a fly out to right, 1 out.
Hey, it's going to come tonight, though. He saw every pitch well, had a bunch of good swings there, squared one up. He was behind some, but now you get your first time up against Smith out of the way. You come back up, you get your timing down. I really think he's on tonight.
So with 1 away in the top of the second, again, scoreless between the Stallions and the Mohawks. Cade Verduzco steps in. Cade in 13 at-bats, so limited sample size, has been a very impressive hitter. 385 of the year, line back 0-1. Was 2 for 2, scored 3 runs back on the 6th of July in the Stallions' victory. It was a doubleheader sweep for Saugerties, 4-3 in the first, and then 12-5 in the second. And I know it was only 4 days ago, but after the last 3 days, Jake, that feels like a lifetime ago.
Really does. It really does. It's been a while. And just the hope is that the weather can cooperate and we can get some games in.
0-1, and that's now 0-2. So Verduzco will step out, look to regroup. Stallions have thus far had 1 base runner aboard. It was Gunnar Goldsmith who led off with a walk. Since then, Smith has been hard to hit. This one put on the ground, and 1 hops into left. So Cade Verduzco has the first hit of the game for either side.
They are going to roll it a hit.
Yep, right call.
Yeah, third baseman Coker there. I don't know exactly he was doing there. It was a slower hit ball, a bit of a chopper, and on turf you get those big hops. Would have liked to see him kind of take another step over. He had time to get his body in front of it. Instead, he kind of kept himself to the side, tried to forehand it, and just it hopped right over that forehand. So rightly scored a hit. Nice job of hitting by Verduzco, but Coker just not the smartest play out there.
1 away for Tyler Kelder, who rennies the first pitch from Smith, takes below the knees, 1-0. So Verduzco on first. We're scoreless top of the second. Jake, you think that Fugers is going to go yard?
I do.
I know Michael Gross thinks Gene Napolitano is going to hit a home run. I think Tyler Kelder is going to hit a home run tonight.
He hit a missile. I think 2 times ago that we were here.
1-0. In the air, first base side. He'll stay in the infield. Reinish settles under it, makes the catch, 2 outs. He has absolutely crushed some balls here to both right and left field, but especially left field. A lot of them have gone just foul and have easily cleared the street.
I mean, you got that short fence too, but even the one he hit here a couple weeks back, John, it was crushed. I think it's out of Cantine too, probably out at almost any field that we're at. I mean, hit it right, left center field, probably about 370, 380. So I don't think there was any doubt about that one.
Colin Mackel digs in, but first Smith will pick off back to first. And we saw Smith have a successful pickoff in the first inning as he gunned down Gunnar Goldsmith. It's a pretty quick move over to first. 2-way, Mackel watches just outside at a fastball, 1 ball, no strikes. Colin, a 150 hitter, but has struggled this year against Amsterdam. Just 1 for 17, but it was a big one. It was a home run back on June 6th. And that's what he's been able to do this year. 7 of his 9 hits have gone for extra bases. And the 1-0 is slap shot in and out of the glove of Eblin at short. He fields, throws to first, and still retires Mackel. And that'll bring us to the bottom of the second. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. Bottom of the second after this on the Stallions Broadcast Network. Bottom two, scoreless game between the Stallions and the Mohawks. John Gross alongside Jake Starr. Stallions baseball is brought to you by Dallas Hot Wieners, the Stallions bullpen sponsor, bringing the hot sauce out of the bullpen. Design yourself strong sports performance at DYS. They build better athletes. And Dwyer Contracting, high-quality craftsmanship and a family-owned business. Bryce Eblin leads off this bottom of the second after Ben Johnson sat down Amsterdam 1-2-3 in the first. Eblin out of Alabama endures today a 5-game hitting streak, a 284 clip on the season. Righty to lefty, Johnson winds the deals in there. Fastball strike on the inner portion, 0-1.
Yeah, Johnson's looking good so far, knock on wood. He's hitting his spots. He's throwing a little bit harder than we've seen so far this season. Like to see what we've got from him tonight.
A 1 offering, swing and a miss on a pitch that dove down into the turf. Some good movement on the soft speed tonight, Jake.
Yeah, may I add, he's really mixing in the curveball well, too, keeping these hitters off balance, and that's what you're going to need. If you can throw your curveball in any count and these hitters are not anticipating it, that's how you keep a good offense like Amsterdam off balance.
No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. The leadoff batter, Eblin. Johnson's pitch, pop back over our heads, and the count remains put.
That's what you like to see there. Kind of you go the curveball, you follow up with the fastball upstairs. It looks tempting because you're thinking curveball there. You know, you're in protection mode. And now you're still up 0-2. You're Johnson here. Still attack, but you know you have him protecting here, so take advantage of that.
0-2 from Johnson, working quickly as this pitch home is sky to shallow left. Backtracking is Goldsmith. He's called off by the Stallions left fielder tonight. David Shackelford is there, 1 away.
The second baseman from Mississippi State, number 15, Davis
Well,
Mesh.
Davis Mesh out of Mississippi State might have the best walk-up song that we've heard this year.
And he's a national champion. Just got here last week after winning the national championship with Mississippi State. They beat Vanderbilt 3 games.
First pitch to Mesh, breaks outside, 1-0. Mesh in his 2 games so far, again limited action, but is 4 for 7 this year. He played in 9 games for the Bulldogs. Again, as Jake said, won the national championship just a couple weeks ago. Hit .250 in those 9 appearances. Hacks at a high fastball, 1-1.
Yeah, still a younger guy. Got a little bit of playing time in the SEC this season. Definitely going to benefit him now as he's here in Amsterdam, and he's had a pretty hot start with the Mohawks.
1-1, righty to lefty. The pitch from Johnson. In at the knees, 1-2. Scoreless bottom of the second. A 1-2 count, 1 out. And a rivalry matchup. Top 2 teams in the PGCBL. Johnson looks home. Comes through the motions. His pitch is again whiffed at. Strike 3 swinging on a down and outside pitch. And there's 2 away. The third Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union strike after Ben Johnson.
He's just mixing everything nicely. He has command of every pitch tonight. The fastball's hitting its spots. It's being thrown hard. And then you got the off-speed pitch. He's throwing at any count, and he's just keeping these guys off balance.
So 2 outs, and Kai Roberts steps in, the lefty. Takes low, 1-0. He is hitting .280 on the year. He enters today with a hit in his last 4 games. Was 2 for 4, and both hits were doubles last night in the 13-1 Mercy Rule victory for the Mohawks over Glens Falls. 1-0 count from Ben Johnson. Again, misses down, 2-0.
Well, John, from what I've seen early so far, almost 2 complete innings, I don't think we're going to see a Mercy Rule tonight. This is going to be a good ball game, though. So if you're listening, better stick around.
Johnson behind 2-0, first time tonight. And it's lined back, 2-1, and that actually knocked, did that knock? Yes. So it hit the net and knocked off a water bottle from the ledge right behind it.
Hopefully the water bottle was closed.
I hope. It looks like it was. But that's why you always have to keep your head in a swivel. Even though the net is there, the net it's malleable. Johnson delivers, 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Again, off-speed pitch. Nice sinking motion. And we're now level. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Scoreless, bottom of the second. Johnson looking for his 4th strikeout. They look home to Napolitano. Shakes off a couple pitches. From the first base side of the mound, the pitch is fanned on strike 3. Same pitch, same spot, same result. And Ben Johnson is off to one of the best starts for a Stallions pitcher this year. 4 strikeouts through 2 against Amsterdam, and we head to the top of the 3rd. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base, scoreless on this Saturday night in Amsterdam, New York.
Early pitcher's duel here in Amsterdam. Scoreless between the Stallions and the Mohawks. Top of the 3rd inning. I'm Jake Starr. He's John Gross. As the Stallions send 8, 9, 10 to the plate here in this 3rd frame. Nick Iverson will lead things off. 176 on the season as the righty settles into the right-handed batter's box into what's turning into a beautiful night here in upstate New York. Nick Smith, 3rd inning of work. Fires that fastball in there, fouled off by Smith. It's 0-1. Iverson down on the count 0-1. Went 1 for 4 in Game 2 against Glens Falls on Tuesday. Second pitch, a curveball, hits Iverson in the wrist. And he'll take first base there. So, leadoff runner on for the Stallions. 2nd time tonight. And Gene Napolitano comes to the plate as Saugerties will look to convert.
And I think this is a game that base runners are going to be at a premium, especially when these starters are in. So what happened with Gunnar Goldsmith earlier in the game when he was thrown out of the base pass, it can't happen again. So I'll be interested to see if they're a little bit more conservative with Iverson. Yeah, he's a great base runner, but again, you want to let guys hit, try to move guys around that way rather than risk getting caught in the bases like we saw earlier.
Napolitano, the catcher from Marist. Go back over to first by Smith. Diving back in safely is Iverson. He'll get back up there. Nothing away, top 3. Napolitano, 347 on the season, 2 home runs, 9 runs driven in. As Smith, the righty, works from the stretch. The first pitch misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0.
And Napolitano, a reliable hitter, but just a reliable guy at the plate. He's reached base in every single game that he started this season. Yeah, 347 of the year, but hitless in the last 2.
Infield and double play depth. Iverson leans off first. Momentum towards second. Throw back over to first. Almost had Iverson off the bag, but diving back in there safely. Make it still 0-1. 1-0, excuse me, to Napolitano. Smith checks on Iverson again. Throws back over to first. They haven't cut off. Iverson down towards second. The throw to second is in time. Evelyn gets the tag down. 2nd time tonight, the Stallions are picked off. Rich Drewby quickly out of the dugout. I think he's going to be asking why that wasn't a balk.
Yeah, well, I think that happened the first time, too, when Goldsmith was caught at the bases. He said something to the home plate ump tonight, asking about a balk. This is what I'd imagine they'd argue. And now the umpires are going to talk. Because I was going to say that is a almost too good of a pickoff move to get it twice in 3 innings.
Yeah, a righty should not be getting over to the bag that quickly. Quick conversation there. And it appears that Iverson, is going to be out. So 1 out, top 3, still scoreless. Count remains 1-0 to Napolitano as Nick Smith gets back to the stretch. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This is outside for a ball, makes the count 2-0.
And we don't have instant replay here, but for all of you watching this, you're able to go back and rewind it. So take a look, let us know what you think. Because again, we just saw it in live time.
From the wind up to 2-0, breaking pitch down. It's going to be called for a ball. Napolitano tried to check his swing, but they'll check down the first. And the field umpire, Paul Haladic, will say he went, so it's 2-1. 2-1 pitch from Smith. Misses upstairs of a ball. It's 3-1. Jarrett Brown awaits on deck. Limited playing time for him so far this season. Anchors the 10-hole tonight. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Napolitano. Outside corner, called strike 2, runs the count full.
Now you got to protect, and be a really good thing if the Stallions can get a couple base runners on. It was a good start with Iverson, but you have the top of the order coming up soon. Set those guys up with some guys on base, see what they can do.
Payoff pitch to Napolitano. That one's hit towards second softly. Mesh over to field it. Fires the first. It's in time for the second out of the inning here in the top of the third.
And those two successful pickoffs have completely changed innings, right? Because instead of being one out with the runner on first, I mean, it just completely changes things. And that ground ball, yeah, probably would have been a double play, but regardless, you're really eliminating opportunities for yourself when you keep getting picked off of the base paths.
First pitch to Jarrett Brown. Swings and misses and foul. Tips that one back. Makes the count 0-1. Brown 206 on the season. 4 runs driven in, 8 runs scored. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him from Smith. Misses upstairs for a ball. It's 1-1.
Great to see Jarrett Brown back in the lineup. Been out for the last couple of weeks after that exhibition game, but seems like he's all good to go.
The 1-1 pitch. That one's fouled out of play behind home plate. Makes the count 1-2, and Nick Smith is 1 pitch away from seeing himself out of this third. So for tonight, Stallions, 3 base runners, a walk, a single, and a hit by pitch. Here's the 1-2. Curveball, called strike 3, strikeout number 3 tonight for Nick Smith, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits. Nobody left on base. We're to the bottom half of the third from Shuttleworth Park here on the Stallions Broadcast Network. Bottom half of the third inning on the Saugerties Stallions Broadcast Network, brought to you by F-Rose Orthodontics, official smile provider for the Stallions. Gristmill Realty, looking to sell? List with Gristmill. Halter Associates Realty, make the right move with Halter. House Mortal Realty and Insurance, the official sponsor of insurance runs for the Stallions. iMedView Inc., independent medical review, world-class results, and local connections. And IXL Health and Fitness Club, keeping the Stallions fit all season long. Still scoreless bottom 3 between the top 2 teams in the PGCBL Eastern Division, the Stallions and the Mohawks of Amsterdam. 7-8-9, 2 up for Amsterdam. It'll be Riley Langerman to lead things off as the Mohawks still in search of their first base runner tonight.
Yeah, major credit to Ben Johnson. Has been attacking the zone, has been mixing things up very well. His fastball's been on point, his off-speed pitches have had a lot of movement and have really come out of the hand looking like they're pitches in the zone. It's made it very difficult for Amsterdam.
First pitch there, misses inside for a ball. It's 1-0 from Ben Johnson. Out for his third inning of work, 4 strikeouts so far tonight. Has faced the minimum. Down in the count, 1-0 to Riley Langerman. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Evens up the count at 1 apiece.
Langerman was way behind at that, not even close.
See if he goes back to the fastball here, even in the count at 1. Johnson, the tall righty, holds his glove at his letters, works from the windup. Here's the pitch. That one's down in the zone. Slice foul by Langerman and out of play on the first base side. Now Johnson ahead in the count, 1-2.
And so great to keep all foul balls in here tonight.
Langerman did not play against Glens Falls. He is hitless this year against Saugerties. 0 for 4 in limited action against the Stallions.
Johnson, after falling behind 1-0, is responding with 2 quick strikes. Looking to get strikeout number 5 tonight. Long pause and a wind. Here's the pitch. Upstairs for a ball. It's 2-2.
Don't mind that pitch at all. Sometimes those high fastballs look really good, especially with 2 strikes. You know, guys are going to be anxious to swing after anything they think will look close. Now count 2-2. We'll see what he does.
Here's the 2-2 pitch from Johnson. That one's hit hard towards left. Backtracking is Shackelford at the track, at the wall. It's off the top of the wall. Rounding first, heading in the second is Langerman, and he's going to be in there for a leadoff stand-up double. And that will do it for the perfect game, I guess you could say, for Johnson. And the first base runner of the day for the Mohawks.
Well, it was most likely bound to happen at some point. I got to respond if you're Ben Johnson. I have a guy in Jake Reinish who has 17 RBI in the year, one of the best RBIers in the PGCBL. And you really want to get these out to the bottom of the order. You can't turn things over to the top of the lineup with no outs or 1 out and runners on base.
Jake Reinish, 17 RBI on the season. Righty on lefty matchup here. First pitch from Johnson. Time was called by Reinish. So we'll do it again at 0-0. Nobody away. Bottom 3, still scoreless. Runner on second. .254 on the season for Reinish. 1 home run, 17 RBI. Johnson, first time tonight working from the stretch. Checks back the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Curveball misses low and away. Ball 1. Reinish 2 for 3. Couple runs driven in against Glens Falls the other night. Here's the pitch from Johnson from the stretch. Upstairs for a ball. Down to the count. 2-0 is Ben Johnson.
And again, looked really good through the first 2 innings. Gives up this double. Important for him just not to lose it. Just don't get behind. Keep working the zone. Do what he's been doing.
Racing over to the second base bag was Goldsmith. No throw over there. And then he steps off Johnson. Didn't see Langerman way off the bag. Could have had a chance for a pickoff. Up in the count, 2-0 is Reinish. Johnson, a long look at second in the deal. Outside corner, called for a strike. It's 2-1.
Good pitch. Now you're back in it.
Riley Langerman leads off second. He had a long double off the top of the left field wall. Jake Reinish at the plate. Stone Meow waits on deck. Nobody away, bottom 3. Here's the pitch. That one's down for a ball. Napolitano down to block it. Do it at 3-1 now to Jake Reinish. Ben Johnson really battling here for the first time tonight. 2 quick innings. Saw him strike out 4 Amsterdam hitters. After the leadoff double now, down in the count 3-1 to Jake Reinish. Long look at second. And he'll deal from the stretch. Upstairs ball 4. And Reinish works a no-out walk. That'll bring Stomey out of the plate. 2 on, no out. Bottom 3.
And don't let the fact that Meow hits 10 of this line or 9 of this lineup fool you. A really good contact guy, and with runners in first and second, this is a massive at-bat for Ben Johnson and the Stallions. I also would not be shocked if Meow were to lay down a bunch here. You can see Iverson, actually both corner infielders, playing a bit in just in case that were to happen.
Corner's up. Middle's back in double play depth. Outfield playing pretty much straight away. Meow, 344 on the season. The DH tonight from Hawaii. Pitch from Johnson. He's going to square to bunt, pull it back. It's in there for a called strike. It's 0-1.
Always good to get ahead on guys. See what they're going to do. You showed bunt, pulled back.
By the way, both pitchers are pitching tonight. Runs are going to be at the premium. Have to do everything you can to get an advantage here. We'll see if Meow squares the bunt again. It's 0-1. Nothing away, bottom 3. Johnson, the righty, checks back at the runner on second. Glove at his chest, looks back again. Now they're going to throw over. It is in time. Gunnar Goldsmith gets the tag down. They pick off Riley Langerman for the first out of the inning, and a big one at that.
Absolutely huge. Truly an inning-changing out. You go from first and second with nobody out, and a bunt probably puts 2 in scoring position. Now a ground ball ends this inning. Great pickoff by Johnson and a phenomenal tag by Gunnar Goldsmith at short.
Through almost 3 innings here tonight in Amsterdam, we have seen 3 combined pickoffs. 2 by Nick Smith for Amsterdam, and then 1 there from Ben Johnson. And, I mean, Goldsmith got to the bag a couple seconds before Johnson even threw it, so I'm surprised Langerman was not back sooner, but if you're the Stallions, you'll take it. It makes things a lot cleaner on the base pass, and it gives you the first out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and what's still a scoreless ball game.
And I think the 3 combined successful pickoffs, that might be more than all the successful pickoffs we've seen this season. We've seen maybe 1 or 2 before tonight.
Ray Rodriguez had one.
Yeah.
Back about a month ago at Cantine Field. 0-1 is the count, the Stone Meow. Johnson checks to runner on first. That's Jake Reinisch. Throws back over to first. And Johnson thought he got him again. He was pointing at the bag after Futures got the tag down. Reinisch didn't dive back in. Bit of a risky play there. But he's back in safely, according to the field umpire, Paul Holodic.
This is fun, and it's 3 combined pickoffs, both with righty pitchers.
0-1 the count. Johnson from the stretch. Upstairs for a ball. It's 1-1.
You almost forgot there was an at-bat going on.
A lot of action on the base pass. And tonight it's favored the pitchers here.
Just goes to show these pitchers, these teams know the importance of this game. They know it's going to be a close one, 2 even teams. Every base runner matters.
Here's the 1-1 from Johnson. Hit off the end of the bat towards left. Shackelford ranges towards the line. He'll be under it and make the catch. And that's the 2nd out of the inning, and that'll bring us back to the top of the lineup to Matt Shaw.
And you can't really overstate how important that successful pickoff was, that second. Because Meow probably lays down a bunt there. You put guys in second and third with 1 out for a guy in Matt Shaw, one of the best hitters in the PGCBL. Instead, now 2 outs on Shaw. You forget about the base runner, just attack the batter, get this out, and you're out of the inning unscathed.
Matt Shaw 0 for 1 tonight, popped out to the first baseman Futures to lead off the game in the top half of the first, bottom half of the first, excuse me. Throw back over to first. Diving back in safely is Reinisch. Throw back to Johnson. He dropped the ball, but no damage done there. So far this inning, Langerman had a leadoff double. That was followed by a Jake Reinisch walk. And then Langerman got picked off at second by Johnson. Stone Meow just flew out the left for the 2nd out of the inning. And now Shaw at the plate, runner on first. 2 down, bottom 3. We're still scoreless from Shuttleworth. First pitch from Johnson, curveball in there for a called strike. It's 0-1 to Shaw.
And that's a pitch that had Shaw completely fooled. I think he thought it was going to come a little inside on him. Instead works the inner part of the plate. And Johnson ahead.
4 strikeouts tonight for Ben Johnson. He's currently faced 1 above the minimum. Throw back over to first. And Futures got the tag down, but just a tick too late. As Reinisch gets back in safely. Matt Shaw down to a crouch for a second, rubbed his hands in the dirt. Actually, I don't even know if it's third. It's a turf plate, so not exactly sure what he's getting on his hand aside for those annoying pellets that you always find in your shoes when you're on the turf. 0-1 is the count to Shaw. The pitch from Johnson, another curveball, another beauty in there for a called strike on the inside corner. It's 0-2, and Johnson's 1 pitch away from seeing himself through this 3rd.
Same exact spot.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom 3. Johnson looking to keep the game scoreless. Reinisch leads off first. The pitch to Shaw. Just fights that fastball up. Do it again at 0-2 as Shaw was definitely a bit behind that.
He was, and that's what happens. You work when you work backwards. It makes those fastballs look even faster. And Johnson, I mean, we've mentioned it before today. He's throwing harder and harder as this season's progressed with that fastball. So it really makes the fastball look even tougher to hit.
0-2, 2 outs to Shaw. Johnson from the stretch, the pitch. Gets by the catcher Napolitano, bounces right back to him, but he'll have no play at second as Reinisch advances on the wild pitch. So now as a runner in scoring position, that was ball one. It's 1-2. And now this at-bat just got a lot more important as a single can give Amsterdam an early lead.
Absolutely. We'll see if Reinisch has held on the base at all. Doesn't look like he will be. Again, just need to get this out.
Johnson steps off, steps back on.
Can't worry too much about the base runner.
Shaw, the most dangerous hitter on this Amsterdam team, leads the team in average with 382, leads the team in home run with 7. Johnson looking to get by him now. Here's the 1-2. Curveball, excellent job by Napolitano to get down to his knees and block that. Evens up the count at 2 apiece, and you're up in the count 0-2. You don't want to lose Matt Shaw here, John.
No. I think we're going to see something close to the zone. This gives Shaw the illusion of a good pitch to hit. He's going to go after it. He's going to look to protect with 2 strikes on him. But like you said, he cannot afford to lose him.
2-2, 2 outs. Bottom 3, runner on second. Couple checks to second from Johnson. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. The 5th Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union strikeout tonight for Ben Johnson. No runs on a hit. 1 runner left on base for Amsterdam. Ahead of the 4th. Still scoreless from Amsterdam. Top of the 4th inning, still scoreless between Amsterdam and Saugerties. Jake Starr, John Gross, bringing you the call here on the Stallions Broadcast Network. Thanks for joining us on this lovely Saturday night from Amsterdam, New York. And it'll be Gunnar Goldsmith, the leadoff hitter, to lead things off for the Stallions in the top of the 4th. First pitch from Nick Smith, back out for his 4th inning of work, is in there for a called strike on the outside corner to Goldsmith, who walked back in the 1st and then got picked off. One of 2 pickoffs tonight for Smith. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss. From Goldsmith, it's 0-2.
And if you like pitching, this has been a great game for you because both pitchers are attacking the zone, they're working the batters, but they're doing the little things too. They're keeping guys' eyes to the bases. They both recorded pickoffs.
The 0-2 is hit high and foul over our vantage point behind home plate. Do it again at 0-2 to Gunnar Goldsmith.
And we've seen how keeping guys in check on the bases can completely change games. This is a game that I think if we don't see these 3 pickoffs, one of these 2 teams has already scored by now, but hasn't been the case because these pitchers have been keeping check on the runners.
0-2 pitch from the windup for Smith, fouled off again. Same spot by Goldsmith, right behind home plate over the stanchion, over the seating behind home plate. Do it again At 0-2 to Gunnar Goldsmith. Smith quickly ready to work. Glove at the chest, works from the windup. The 0-2. Off-speed pitch misses outside for a ball. Now 1-2.
The second time through the lineup for Saugerties. See if there's any different sort of approach. I don't think they did all too poorly. 3 of the 10 guys reach base.
1-2 pitch. In there of a curveball. Called strike 3 to Gunnar Goldsmith. Strikeout number 4 tonight for Nick Smith. Going to bring David Shackelford to the plate with 1 down here in the 4th.
Shackelford, a young guy, now 1 for 7 with the Stallions, headed to Arizona in the fall.
Fast-moving game so far tonight as Shackelford, the righty, steps into the box. Top of the 4th inning. Game's about 45 minutes old. First pitch to Shackelford. In there for a called strike. It's 0-1. And it's been a pitcher's duel tonight. Amsterdam, no runs on a hit. Stallions, no runs, also with 1 hit. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swinging and missing it. That one as Shackelford makes the count. 0-2 now from Nick Smith.
Well, especially when you focus just on the starters. In this series, this entire season, we've seen a lot of pitchers' duels, right? A 1-0 win for the Stallions, even a couple of these games that ended up being a little more lopsided started off close.
0-2 pitch, misses outside for a ball.
There are 2 games.
1-2.
There were 2 games, both games the Stallions lost, but entering the 7th inning, the Stallions were down by just 1 run. It was like 1-0 in both games, and Amsterdam started to hit the ball a little more, but expect to see a close game, a pitcher's duel anytime these 2 teams square off.
Here's the 1-2 from Smith. Swing and a miss. Went upstairs with a fastball. Shackelford couldn't catch up. That's strikeout number 5 tonight for Smith. That'll bring the 3-hole hitter Josh Stevenson to the plate as Saugerties looks to somehow break through.
Yeah, just 1 hit so far for the Stallions. It's courtesy of Katie Verduzco, who, as of right now, is in the hole. But you'd love to see some of these other guys step up and get the bats going.
First pitch to Stevenson. Swings and fouls that off-speed pitch off. Makes the count 0-1. 0-1 to Stevenson, 2 down, top 4. We're still scoreless between Amsterdam and Saugerties. Both pitchers tonight, 5 strikeouts apiece. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Smith. Curveball misses outside for a ball. It's 1-1.
I still can't get over how great of a night it is, Jake. We've waited so long for this. Between the extreme heat, the nonstop rain, this is perfect baseball weather.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Smith. Stevenson hits that one the other way towards left. Roberts, a couple steps towards his right, he'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Stallions. Head to the bottom half of the 4th. Still scoreless on the Stallions Broadcast Network. Once again, the Stallions like to thank all their sponsors for their support all season long. J. Mullins and Sons, Inc., masonry excavation, building, and a whole lot more. Jim Howick Seamless Gutters, protect your home with Jim Howick. Jolly Cow, the Jolly Cow in Lake Katrine, because everybody loves ice cream. Lyman Institute of the Northeast, climb to a successful career. Bottom of the 4th inning, still scoreless between the 2 best teams in the PGCBL Eastern Division. As both pitchers tonight, John, are just absolutely dominant. 10 strikeouts combined, 5 apiece, as we're just flying because nobody seems to be able to get any hits.
No, it's an absolute clinic. Again, like I said earlier, if you like pitching, this has been the game for you. Two really good pitchers, two really good teams, and the pitchers have been winning the battles.
First pitch to Brett Coker, down for a ball. It's 1-0. Coker 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out swinging. Back in the first. Was the first of the 5 strikeouts that Ben Johnson has tonight. All swinging. The tall righty winds and deals the 1-0. That one misses down for a ball again. It's 2-0. And even though Johnson's down in the count 2-0, one thing he's been really good at tonight, John, is battling back in counts when he gets behind.
I think this is the 3rd time he's been behind 3-0. And he's done a really good job, like you said, to bounce back in both. Just get right back in the strike zone.
Here's the 2-0. That one misses outside for a ball as Napolitano had to lunge for it. Counts 3-0 now to the righty Coker.
I'll be fascinated to see how long these head coaches keep their starters in. Both are guys who we haven't seen stretch out their starters much this year, but both have been pitching so well.
3-0 in there for a called strike on the outside corner. Taken all the way was Coker. Makes the count 3-1. The 3-1 pitch from Johnson. That one's hit hard. Left center field. Stevenson looking up. It is gone. Brett Coker breaks the scoreless tie and puts Amsterdam up 1-0 with his 3rd home run of the season.
Not much you can say besides he got all of that pitch. The soft pitch he liked and drove it out to left center. It's going to happen eventually. Someone's going to score. And after the Stallions, you have to keep it at just a 1-run deficit.
1-0 Amsterdam now. CJ Funk to the plate. Nothing away in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch from Johnson in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. And back to that last at-bat to Coker. That's just a product of you get down to the count 3-0, throw a get-me-over fastball, try another get-me-over fastball, and Coker just uncorked on that one as that 0-1 misses down and away in the dirt, gets away from the catcher Napolitano. Evens up the count at 1 apiece to Funk.
And you know when you're down 3-1, you're going to get an opportunity. You're going to get a pitch that you like. You got a pitch you really liked, and again, just got all of it out to left center.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Johnson. Curveball rolled over towards third and foul. Outstretched arms of Keith Griffin, the head coach and third base coach for the Mohawks, could not field that one. So makes the count 1-2 to Funk. Nothing away, bottom 4. Johnson, glove at the letters, gets the sign from Napolitano. Here's the pitch. Curveball, off the hands, shallow center field. Goldsmith retreats beyond the infield, calls everybody off, and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. That'll bring Bryce Evelyn to the plate.
A nice bounce back by Johnson. Goes right at it. I think you might see some pitchers get a little bit rattled after giving up a home run like that, a deep shot to left center field, but he didn't. He just kept attacking, and that's what he has to do. It's only 1-run deficit. Still anyone's ball game.
Here's the first pitch to Evelyn from Johnson. Curveball misses down for a ball. It's 1-0. And John, we talked about his ability to bounce back in counts, and even though he couldn't bounce back in that count to Coker, who hit the home run, but did a nice job bouncing back to Funk there. Dropped in a curveball that Funk just couldn't really do much with as he nubbed it out to center. Here's the 1-0. Misses down and in for a ball. Makes it 2-0 to Evelyn, who's 0 for 1 tonight with a fly out the left.
And a lot of times when you have younger pitchers, college guys, especially high school age, when they give up a hit like that, a big home run to give away a lead or at least give away a tie, they could get rattled. See if Johnson can stay not rattled.
2-0 curveball that hung in the left field. Going to drop in front of Shackelford for a base hit. And that's going to be another hit for the Mohawks. Evelyn gets on, brings Mesh to the plate with 1 down in the bottom of the 4th.
So 4 hits for Amsterdam so far. But again, a chance for Johnson to bring us closer to the end of this 4th inning. Facing Mesh, who's already 0 for 1.
Johnson got in some trouble last inning in the bottom half of the 3rd. The pickoff of Langerman helped with that. In trouble once again here. Davis Mesh to the plate as Johnson throws over to first, and diving back in safely is Evelyn. Mesh is 0 for 1 tonight. He had a strikeout back in the 2nd, his first time up. Johnson works from the stretch. Quick delivery there. Gets in front of the catcher Napolitano, but he keeps that low ball in front of him and holds Eblin at first, makes the count 1-0 to Mesh.
Gene is so good at that. It saves a bunch of runs, and it adds up over the season. Every ball that he doesn't allow to get past him, that's a base runner who can advance.
Up in the count is Mesh. Just won a College World Series with Mississippi State. Johnson. Here's the pitch from the stretch. Outside corner with the fastball. Called strike. It's 1-1. Mesh is 4 for 8 so far since arriving here in Amsterdam last week. 1 run scored, 7 runs driven in. As Bryce Eblin leads off first after he singled with 1 gone. 1-1's the count. Long pause from Johnson. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. And it's going to be in front of Napolitano as it hit the dirt. No throw to second, so Eblin will swipe the bag. It was a strike, so it's 1-2 with 1 out the Mesh. The runner on second here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 Amsterdam.
Could really use a strikeout here. Up 1-2.
5 strikeouts so far tonight for Ben Johnson. Holds the glove at his left hip, checks the runner at second. Now brings the hands together at the letters. Couple glances back towards second. Here's the 1-2. Down and away with the curveball. Evens up the count at 2 apiece. Back to that stolen base real quick. I think that Napolitano, I think he had a play, but I think the swing and the miss by Mesh kind of threw him off, kind of obstructed his vision a little bit. And at that point, you don't want to risk anything. Potentially throw one in the center field.
Absolutely. I don't think Napolitano really could have done much with it given the situation.
2-2 is the count to Mesh. Johnson, the tall righty, toes the first base side of the rubber. Here's the pitch. Another low throw, hits off Napolitano, gets away from him. Getting to third is Eblin. Made a big turn around that bag, but a hold up there, and it makes the count 3-2, and the second run of the night for Amsterdam is just 90 feet away. And Rich Dubé is out of the dugout, and it looks like he's going to be checking on Gene Napolitano, who took one off that right quad. And the trainer for Amsterdam is going to come out as well. Napolitano's been busy this at-bat. Lots of bouncing curveballs from Ben Johnson this week. A runner on third, 1 out, bottom 4. 1-0 Amsterdam. Counts full to Davis Mesh.
It looks like he's holding the back of his thigh. Maybe that's where he got hit by the ball. It did seem like his knee got hit by the ball, right? His knee got hit by the ball, then bounced away.
Being checked out by the Amsterdam head athletic trainer. Ben Johnson in there as well. Rich Dubé, the head coach for the Stallions. Keith Griffin, the head coach for Amsterdam, in there as well, as Napolitano takes a couple of squats behind home plate, stretches out his right quad. See if he stays in this ball game as he's trying to work out whatever it is that is bothering him right now.
And J.P. Ty out of Georgia Southern, no longer with the Stallions. He went home. So Jacob Marquez, the only catcher on this roster, has played a game with Saugerties this summer. They did bring another catcher, but we'll see if Marquez were to come in or if Napolitano stays in. Looks like Gene will remain in the game.
So Napolitano, after wearing a couple of balls this at-bat behind the plate, stays into this ball game. We'll see if he takes any pitches from Ben Johnson to get ready. It does not appear so. So Mesh will step back into the left-handed batter's box. Counts full, 1 out. Runner leads off third here in the bottom of the 4th.
Catchers are tough. That's all I can say. They take a beating down there every single game.
And these hot summer days, not like today, it can be brutal back there. Johnson still from the stretch. The payoff pitch to Mesh. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Strikeout number 6 tonight for Ben Johnson for the second out of the inning. And that Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union strikeout will bring Kai Roberts to the plate for Amsterdam.
And how impressive is that? After about a 3 or so minute break, you figure that might mess the pitcher up, mess up their rhythm, especially in a 3-2 pitch. But no, Johnson goes fastball right over the plate, and Mesh just couldn't come around on it.
Runner on third, 2 outs for Kai Roberts. Here's the first pitch from Johnson. Pulls that one foul on the ground, first base side. Makes the count 0-1 to Roberts, who's 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out back in the second. 14 RBI on the season. Potentially number 15, stands just 90 feet away from home plate in Bryce Eblin, who singled, stole second, and then advanced to third on a wild pitch. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Johnson. That one just misses away with a fastball. Evens up the count at 1 apiece to Roberts.
Still a good pitch. He's been doing a really good job, whether it's fastball or breaking ball, getting pitches low, right around the knees.
Every pitch doesn't have to be a strike, but every pitch should have a purpose. Here's the 1-1 from Johnson. Another bouncing ball that Napolitano does an excellent job keeping in front of him. Makes the count 2-1. And obviously, if runner on base, you always have to be on your heels behind the plate. But with the runner on third especially, in a game where runs are at the premium, you really need to keep that ball in front of you if you're the catcher from Maris Napolitano.
And it's a bit of a different bounce on turf, right? More of a pronounced bounce. When it's a dirt, maybe it's going to stay a little bit lower, but it's all turf back there.
2-1's the count to Roberts. Johnson works from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That one's hit towards second. Ranging over is Brown, dives under his glove, and it's in the right field for a base hit. It's an RBI single for Kai Roberts. Bryce Eblin touches home, and Amsterdam leads 2-0 here in the bottom of the fourth.
Again, just a good hit. That's it, nothing more than that.
The catchers from Maryland, number 26.
Riley Langerman, the catcher, to the plate for Amsterdam. And the second baseman, Brown, was shaded towards the second base bag for the left-handed hitting Roberts. And Roberts just, good piece of hitting there, hit it where the defense was not. And it's 2-0 Mohawks with 2 down in the bottom of the fourth. Langerman at the plate. First pitch to him is a fastball. In there for a called strike. Makes the count 0-1. Stallions bullpen remains quiet. This is Johnson's inning to get out of. We'll see how long Rich Drube keeps him going tonight. 6 strikeouts, a walk. Has given up 4 hits total. 2 runs, both earned. Fires back over to first. Diving in safely is Kai Roberts. And count remains 0-1 to Riley Langerman. Langerman doubled back into third. Was then picked off. Here's the 0-1. Curveball that had Langerman looking silly as he swings through that one. Makes the count 0-2.
That's the second really poor swing that Langerman has had tonight. Just, I don't know, maybe just made a decision way too late, decided to have a haphazard swing at it, but he's now behind 0-2.
See if Johnson goes back to that curveball there. It's 0-2. 2 outs. Runner on first, bottom 4. 2-0 Mohawks. The tall righty Johnson set at the letters. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner, strikeout number 7 for Ben Johnson, and that will do it for the fourth. But not before. 2 runs on 3 hits. 1 runner left on for Amsterdam. We're through 4 from Shuttleworth. Mohawks lead the Stallions 2-0. 4, 5, 6 do it for the Stallions here in the top half of the fifth, as they have some work to do. Trailing 2-0 Amsterdam after the Mohawks added 2 runs in the bottom half of the 4th inning, thanks to a long home run by Brett Coker. As that one by Fugers hit out to center field, at the track, at the wall, off the top of the wall. Fugers rounds first. He'll go into second with a stand-up double, as Kip Fugers inches away from a home run to lead off the 5th.
Oh, my.
I told you he was seeing the ball well tonight, John.
Jake, I think anywhere else in the ballpark, that is completely gone. I mean, if that's left field or right fields, that's way, way gone. But he, unfortunately for its sake, hit it to about the deepest part of the ballpark. I think it's 385 out there. I think he hit it like 384 and 6 inches.
So as we said, the Stallions have work to do. A leadoff double by Fugers on the first pitch. It's a good start to that. Cade Verduzco settles in, nothing away, top 5. First pitch to him from Nick Smith, out for another inning of work. Misses outside for a ball, it's 1-0.
You need to score this run. Even if you just get 1 run this inning, that's still huge. Have to bounce back, down by 2 now.
Third baseman Coker looks like he's ready for a bunt. Here's the pitch. Hits off Verduzco. He'll reach base for the 2nd time tonight. That's the 2nd batter hit tonight by Nick Smith. It'll bring Tyler Kelder to the plate with 2 on, nothing away in the top of the 5th as the Stallions trail 2-0.
Well, Jake, again, no outs. You get 2 runners on base. I think in some situations you may consider bunting, but with somebody like Tyler Kelder, you're not bunting. In this ballpark, short porches left and right field, especially left field, you're going to want him to swing it away. Now we're going to get a mound visit from Keith Griffin. There is some action. I don't even know if I describe it as action.
Wouldn't
There's
call it
up and
action.
throwing a little
Somebody,
bit.
yeah, up and throwing.
A little just going through the motions out in the bullpen. I don't think we'll see a pitching change, but clearly Nick Smith is a little flustered after the bomb by Fugers, and now he just hits Verduzco.
Yeah, if anything, Keith Griffin just out there to try and settle down his pitcher, Nick Smith. And no, it's a big inning here for Smith. Looking for the shutdown inning after your offense went out there and got you 2 runs in the bottom half of the 4th inning. As Keith Griffin now slowly now turns back and now walks away and makes his way back to the dugout. So Tyler Kelder to the plate, 2 runners on. Verduzco on first. He got hit by a pitch. Fugers on second. He doubled to lead off the inning. Nothing away here in the 5th. It's Tyler Kelder, who the last 4 years at St. Bonaventure and will be taking a grad transfer to Florida Atlantic. Be playing down south in the spring, where the weather is a lot nicer in the winter.
Yeah, what a contrast. Only New York to Boca Raton, Florida. Just a little bit of an upgrade weather-wise, I'd say. Just a little bit.
Kelder 0 for 1 tonight. First pitch to him. That one's fouled. Out of play foul. Makes the count 0-1 to Tyler Kelder.
But I like the fact that he's going after that first pitch, because you know after mound visits, guys are going to try to fit one in the zone. Kelder's aggressive. He saw something he liked and went after.
Kelder has driven in 13 this season. Has 2 out there for him now. Here's the 0-1. When chasing after a ball low and away. That's going to be strike number 2 to Tyler Kelder. Kelder, some refer to as Mr. Stallion, back for another season here in Saugerties. One of the few players who you see come back to the same team each summer. His dad stands on first, Ronnie Kelder, the coach. Here's the 0-2. That one's down for a ball. Throw back to first, diving in safely is Verduzco, as Reines didn't get the tag down in time. And that'll make the count 1-2 to Tyler Kelder. The score is 2-0. Amsterdam leads Saugerties. Top half of the 5th from Shuttleworth Park. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Smith. That one's hit hard up the middle to short. Eblin fields it, flips the mesh at second, throws to first, it's in time. A 6-4-3 double play. And Tyler Kelder is retired. Fugers does advance to third, but that's a crusher if you're Saugerties.
Absolutely is. And now Colin Mackel needs to drive home this run. Pretty well hit ball, and that's not a little slow roller to short. That ball is absolutely smoked, but it was on the ground. And that's 2 quick outs after starting this inning off very well.
Mackel at the plate, 0 for 1 tonight. He's got a runner in third and Kip Futures. Smith works from the stretch. That all-speed pitch swung over and missed by Colin Mackel. The count's 0-1 to him with 2 away.
Still a chance, though, to get something. If Futures on third, need Mackel to deliver.
The 0-1 pitch misses outside for a ball. It's 1-1 to Mackel, who came into tonight 150 on the season. 2 home runs, 12 runs driven in. The average doesn't look the prettiest, but he has made it matter most when needed, as that 1-1 misses up and away for a ball. It's 2-1. So Mackel now ahead in the count. Smith, 4 2/3 so far tonight. He struck out 5, has given up 2 hits, no runs. Here's the pitch, up and away for a ball. It's 3-1.
And now Mackel probably going to get something good. A guy who we've seen turn on quite a few pitches this year, make really good contact, a couple home runs this season, including one against Amsterdam.
That's Skydeck in right field. Looking pretty right now if you're Colin Mackel. Here's the 3-1. That one's hit high and shallow center field. Backtracking his mesh to second baseman, calling him off as a center fielder, Shaw. He'll settle under it and make the catch, and that will retire the side. Stallions got the first 2 on, but a double play negated that. No runs on a hit. 1 runner left on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the 5th. 2-0 from Amsterdam. Bottom of the 5th inning here from Shuttleworth Park. Jake Starr, John Gross. Amsterdam leads Saugerties 2-0, and it's a brand new battery for the Stallions. Jacob Marquez comes in to catch. Machine Napolitano exits tonight's game after being hit with the ball behind the plate back in the 4th. And a new pitcher for the Stallions, the Dallas Hot Wieners. Called to the bullpen, it's Kai Janowitz. Bring you his numbers momentarily as Jake Reinisch leads things off. First pitch from Janowitz. Misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Janowitz, 2-0 in this season. This is his 4th appearance with a 9 ERA. Has pitched 5 innings, 8 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 5 hits given up. Here's the 1-0. Reinisch shows bunt, but he gets hit by Janowitz. So not the way you want to start your outing if you're Janowitz, John.
No, this is Kai's first appearance against Amsterdam. And got a little rattled with the bunt being flashed. Now he'll face the 9-hitter Stone Meow.
Stomial comes to the plate with nothing away here in the bottom of the 5th. Janowitz came in the relief of Ben Johnson, who went 4 tonight, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Walked 1, struck out 7. As Janowitz works from the stretch. The first pitch to Meow, lined in the left field, going to drop in for a base hit. Back-to-back base runners to start the inning for Amsterdam. 2 on, no out. Back to the top of the lineup now for Matt Shaw.
Well, this is where, and if you look at the games the Stallions have lost against Amsterdam, a lot of times the game has been very close with the starting pitcher in. But once the bullpen comes in, things seem to unravel a bit for whatever reason. Kai Janowitz needs to settle down. This is a massive inning. No outs to get runners in first and second. You can't afford to get behind by much more than this 2-run deficit. Bullpen needs to lock in, especially against a team like Amsterdam.
Janowitz quickly in trouble now. Runners on first and second. Nothing away from Matt Shaw, the most dangerous hitter in this Amsterdam lineup. As that slider from Janowitz misses away for a ball. It's 1-0. We said Janowitz in for Ben Johnson, who struck out 7 tonight. Looked good, minus the 4th inning.
Yeah.
Now the Stallions will turn to the bullpen for the final 5 frames to try and keep this a manageable ball game and have a chance to come back. Here's the 1-0 from Janowitz. Outside and away for a ball to the righty Shaw. It's 2-0. Now you're behind Shaw, who 382 on the season and leads the team with 7 home runs.
Not a spot you want to be in, especially with guys on base. It's an RBI machine, 19 of the year. That's 5th in the PGCBL.
2-0 is the count to Shaw. Janowitz toes the first base side of the rubber, checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Gets away from Marquez, the catcher. Both runners will advance. So now it's second and third, nobody out here in the 5th. Count is 3-0 to Shaw, and I feel like at this point, John, might as well just give him first base and not even bother trying to pitch to him.
Honestly, I'd say so, because I think this is a situation where a 3-0 pitch, if Janowitz just forces a fastball over the plate, Shaw's the type of hitter that Keith Griffin's going to give the green light to, so you don't want to risk that. A walk would not be the worst thing in the world right now.
2-0 Amsterdam leads, and they're threatening for more here in the 5th. Nothing away, 3-0 to count to Shaw. Runners on second and third, infield up, the pitch. Went upstairs with a fastball, misses that one, so ball 4. And that leads the bases now, John, for Brett Coker. And Rich Doobie wasting no time, heading out to the mound to talk to Kai Janowitz.
Yeah, not a great start so far for Kai Janowitz. Bases loaded, nobody out for a guy who in his last at-bat just hit a home run. But this is also why you needed to score a run or 2 in the last inning. Because now, if you give up anything, you give up, let's say they clear the bases here. It's a 5-0 game. That's a very different game than a 5-1 or ideally a 5-2 game. You start the last inning off with guys in first and second, nobody out. Too many times this year when the Stallions have played Amsterdam, the pressure has been on this bullpen because the bats just have not been able to drive guys home. You can't always rely on your bullpen to limit an offense like Amsterdam. You have to be able to produce at the plate and give your bullpen a little bit of breathing room where if they make a mistake or have a rough start to an inning, it's not the end of the world. But right now, this is a chance for Brett Coker to really open things up.
Rich Doobie retreats back to the dugout. Bases loaded, nobody out, bottom 5. Brett Coker to the plate. Amsterdam leads 2-0. As Coker calls time as Janowitz and Marquez couldn't get on the same page. The corners, Futures at first, Iverson at third, playing in. The middle, Goldsmith at short, Brown at second, back in double play depth. Here's the first pitch. That one's up and in for a ball to Brett Coker. It's 1-0.
Need to find the zone. I think the leash is pretty short now with Kai Janowitz. Would not be shocked if there is action to the bullpen, if he were to get pulled after this at bat if he can't record an out.
Here's the 1-0. Much needed strike on the outside corner. Makes it 1-1.
Listen, we've seen Kai do some good things this year. Love to see him trying to replicate that, especially his first game against Glens Falls. What an inning. Didn't give up any hits, had a strikeout.
1-1 is the count to Coker. Bases juice. Here's the pitch. That's a curveball that didn't really curve much. Missed upstairs for a ball. It's 2-1. And you got the 2-hitter up in Coker, who homered his last time up in the 4th. You're in very dangerous territory now if you're Saugerties.
But you have to pitch to him. You can't walk him. Go after him, trust your fields. Try to get something good in there.
2-1's the count. Janowitz from the stretch, the pitch. That one's fouled off the netting behind home plate. Makes it 2-2, and that's a big strike two.
That really is. Every pitch is crucial right now. This is really a game-defining inning, because if Amsterdam can score a few more runs and clear the bases here, they're looking pretty. But if the Stallions can keep them off the board or hold them just one, this is still anyone's ballgame.
Coker even in the count with Janowitz, 2-2. Bases loaded, nobody out. Here's the pitch. That one's hit hard, back up the middle for a base hit. 1 run scores, rounding third is Meow. The throw is going to be cut off by Fugers, the first baseman. 2 more score on an RBI single by Brett Coker. It's 4-0 Amsterdam here in the bottom of the 5th.
That's what the Mohawks do. They get guys on, they move them around. There's a line drive to center by a great hitter in Brett Coker. Kai Janowitz is going to stay in there, so Rich Doobie rolling with this reliever.
No action right now in the Stallions bullpen. So Janowitz is jammed to get out of. CJ Funk at the plate, 0 for 2 tonight. Still nothing away in the bottom of the 5th. 2 runners on. Funk squares the bunt, gets it down. It's a beauty down the third base line. Nobody is going to even field the ball or make a play. And that's going to be an infield bunt single for Funk, as Janowitz and Iverson neither knew whose responsibility it was, and now we have bases loaded, no outs.
And honestly, there's nothing they could have done about that. That was such a perfectly placed ball that neither one expected it. And it's going to be a base hit 10 times out of 10.
Bryce Eblin, the cleanup hitter, to the plate now for the Mohawks. 1 for 2 tonight. He's got 3 out there for him. He's driven in 13 so far this season. First pitch from Janowitz. Misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0.
We've seen, I think, 3 of these games between these two sides. They've been super close, and then there's been a collapse inning. It's happened so many times this season against Amsterdam. Hold them to 2 here. Okay, not the end of the world. You're only down by 4, but you really can't afford to get behind by much more than this.
Deep breath from Janowitz. Works from the stretch, the 1-0. Misses that inside for a ball. They're going to check the swing of Eblin. Paul Holodic, the field ump, will say no swing. So it makes the count 2-0 to Bryce Eblin. And bases are loaded, nobody out still in the bottom of the 5th. Amsterdam leads 4-0. Corners up once again, middle infield back. Stallions willing to trade a double play for a run. Janowitz, hand on the hip, a long look in from the catcher Marquez from the sign. Now he sets at the belt. Here's the pitch. That one's hit hard towards first. Fugers fires home to Marquez for 1. Back to first from Marquez to Fugers. It's in time. It's a 3-2-3 double play, and a big one for the Stallions at that.
Jake, that is exactly what the doctor ordered. A situation like that, no outs, a ground ball, and Fugers has the wherewithal to go home with it, and Marquez makes a really nice play. That's a tough throw for him to make, too. They have a runner going down the first baseline. He puts it on the money to Fugers, and out 2 outs. Janowitz, a big opportunity to get out of this inning without giving up any more than 2.
2 gone, runners on second and third now for Amsterdam. Bottom of the 5th. Davis Mesh to the plate. First pitch from Janowitz is hit high and deep to left center field. Stevenson backing up, edge of the track, and he'll make the catch just beyond the track. So Amsterdam gets 2. Stallions keep more off the board. We'll head to the 6th. 4-0 Mohawks. Top of the 6th inning, Stallions with some more work to do as Amsterdam added 2 more in the bottom half of the 5th inning to increase its lead to 4-0. I'm Jake Starr, joined alongside by John Gross. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday night matchup between the 2 best teams in the PGCBL Eastern Division. The first pitch from Nick Smith to Nick Iverson. The battle of the Knicks is swung on and missed by Iverson for strike number 1. It's 0-1. Smith gets the ball back quickly to work again from the windup. Makes that count 1-1. Iverson hit by a pitch his first time up back in the 3rd. Stallions offense struggling tonight. Only 2 hits. Here's the 1-1. Fastball at the knees to Iverson. Called for a strike. It's 1-2.
And you look back to the bottom of that 5th. It could have been a whole lot worse. The Stallions are fortunate to be down by just 4 runs. You have to start hitting now.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one bounces, picked by the catcher, Langerman. Makes it 2-2 to Iverson as Smith working quickly to start the 6th inning, getting the ball back from the catcher, Langerman, and getting right into his windup right away. 2-2, no outs. Here's the pitch to Iverson. Gets under that one, hits it high in foul territory, first base side. The first baseman, Reinisch, will run to the wall and watch it go out of play.
And Jake, Smith is 2 outs away, and if he completes this inning, he will have his longest appearance of the season. 2 outs away from matching his longest out of the year. 5 2/3, last time out 8 days ago in a 5-3 loss against Oneonta.
Here's the 2-2 to Iverson. That's outside for a ball. It's 3-2.
So you can see as this season has progressed, Keith Griffin's been stretching his starters out a little bit longer.
Payoff pitch to Iverson is fouled again, first base side. There's no action currently in the Amsterdam bullpen. There is a guy down there kind of going through the motions of throwing, but it's going to appear that Keith Griffin is going to ride Nick Smith as long as he continues to stay hot. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Breaking pitch misses low and away to the right-handed hitting Iverson for ball 4. That'll bring Jacob Marquez to the plate, who we mentioned back in the last inning. He's in for Gene Napolitano, who took a ball off the thigh when he was behind the plate a couple innings ago. So first at bat tonight for Marquez.
Phenomenal at bat by Nick Iverson, who's now reached base twice, was hit by a pitch in the 3rd and just walked here in the 6th. So great job to start this inning off with a base runner. And another chance for the Stallions to score. They've started off now 4 innings with a base runner. Haven't
Chance
scored
to
yet.
disrupt the rhythm for Smith as well. Here's the first pitch to Marquez. Fouls that one out of play over the Stallions dugout on the 3rd base side. It's 0-1. Marquez subbing into the game late. 185 on the season. Has 1 home run, 12 runs driven in. Leads the team in strikeouts with 19 total. Down in the count, 0-1. Iverson leads off first. Smith, the righty, works from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That one misses upstairs for a ball. It's 1-1.
Yeah, 4 of the 6 innings the Stallions have started off with a base runner. That's a winning recipe. That's a recipe for success. Now you have to move guys around when they get up.
Iverson leads off first. His weight shifted towards second. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Marquez swings and misses way ahead of that 1-1 curveball from Smith. Makes the count 1-2 to the catcher from Washington State.
Tough pitch, and that was outside too, so you're forced to reach at it. You have to work on your timing and locating the pitch where it's coming in, and Marquez just couldn't do it. A really good pitch from Smith.
Smith checks on Iverson at first. Set at the belt, counts 1-2. Here's the pitch. That one's up and away to Marquez. Batting lefty against the right-handed throwing Smith. Marquez is a switch hitter. Primarily have seen him in the left-handed batter's box this season. Not a ton of lefties that the Stallions have seen this season. Marquez is even at the count 2-2. Iverson leads off first. Here's the pitch from Smith. Swing and a miss. Smith climbed the ladder. Marquez chased it. And that's strikeout number 6 tonight for Nick Smith. And he'll bring the 10-hole hitter Jarrett Brown to the plate with 1 down here in the top of the 6th.
And a tough start off with a base runner, then a strikeout, a pitch that is out of the zone. But those high fastballs, especially when you're looking to protect, they look so tempting, and guys are going to go after.
Jarrett Brown 0 for 1 tonight, struck out looking. Back in the 3rd. Here's the first pitch to him. That one's hit towards short. Evelyn fields it going to his right. Fires the mesh at second for one. Throw to first, not in time, as Brown will beat that out. So go down as a 6-4 fielder's choice for the second out of the inning, and it's back to the top of the lineup for Gunnar Goldsmith, 2 down.
And Brown is fortunate because Evelyn had a slight bobble on that transition from glove to hand. Normally a very sure-handed shortstop. Has now had a couple hiccups in the field, and neither one will be errors. Earlier today, dropped a line drive, still made the throw to first to get the out, and that time there, still got the fielder's choice, but not as clean as we've been accustomed to seeing him.
Goldsmith in the batter's box for the Stallions, 2 away. First pitch from Smith. Misses upstairs for a ball. It's 1-0. So now Jarrett Brown leads off first. Replaces Nick Iverson out there. Iverson was cut off at second on that last at-bat, and fielder's choice. Counts 1-0. Here's a pitch from Smith. Down and in. Hits the dirt. Nice block by the catcher, Langerman. And it makes the count 1-0 to Gunnar Goldsmith. The leadoff hitter for the Stallions, 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out looking his last time up back in the 4th. Up in the count, 2-0. Smith checks on the runner at first. Sets at the belt. Here's the 2-0. Fastball outside corner, called for a strike. It's 2-1.
Gunnar has reached in one of his 2 at-bats today. Walked to start the game off, then was caught stealing.
Smith working in a rhythm here. Here's the 2-1. Runner goes. Pitches a ball. The throw from the catcher, Langerman, is high. And swiping second base is Jarrett Brown, and the Stallions get a much-needed runner in scoring position, and the count is 3-0 to Gunnar Goldsmith.
Hey, it's a Benson steal. Nick Smith had been great at keeping guys in the bases, but Jarrett Brown gets a phenomenal jump. Now a hitter's count and a chance with the base knock to drive home Brown from second.
4th stolen base of the season for Jarrett Brown, 4 for 4 in that category. Goldsmith up in the count, 3-1. Runner on second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That's fouled, first base side. And now makes the count 3-2, 2 outs. Big pitch coming up here to the leadoff hitter, Goldsmith.
Yeah, and if you're the Stallions and you can't bring home Brown, you're going to be kicking yourself. That'll be back-to-back innings, guys in scoring position. You need to bring somebody home. You just start clawing away. You don't need to get all 4 runs right here, right now with 2 outs, but full count, 2 outs. Goldsmith probably going to get something good, a little grounder to right. Good score, Brown.
3-2, 2 outs, runner on second. Time is called by the catcher, Langerman, as him and Smith unable to get on the same page. Runner at second, so more complicated set of signs being exchanged between the pitcher-catcher battery. Smith has gone 5 2/3 tonight. He struck out 6. He's given up 2 hits, no runs. Here's the payoff pitch. Ball 4 just outside. Goldsmith will take first on a walk. Second walk of the inning for Smith, and that'll bring David Shackelford to the plate.
Shackelford 0 for 2 today, a couple strikeouts. Needs something, and we may get a pitching change. I think that we will. Yes, we will. So the day is done for Nick Smith. 5 2/3, and he matches his season-long outing.
Nick Smith's day is done, an impressive one for him. We'll see who the new pitcher is, and we'll introduce you to him on the other side of this break. Runners on first and second, 2 down. Stallions Broadcast Network. Connor Brandon, the new pitcher for Amsterdam. This is his 12th appearance of the season. A 3.60 ERA, 10 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts, 13 walks, 8 hits given up. Holland Herod, 2 runners, first and second, 2 down. Here in the bottom of the 6th, 4-0 Amsterdam. Top of the 6th, excuse me. First pitch to David Shackelford is in there for a called strike. It's 0-1.
I know it's early for Shackelford and Stallions tenure, but this is most important at bat. We're going to drive home at least 1 run in this big spot.
Here's the 0-1 pitch from Brandon upstairs for a ball. It's 1-1. Shackelford, a couple strikeouts tonight. 1 for 8 so far with the Stallions. So we're getting a lot of at-bats since he's arrived in Saugerties just last week. Here's the 1-1. Behind that fastball, swing and a miss from Shackelford. It's 1-2.
Keep in mind, he's a guy coming from the high school ranks. Isn't quite used to this level of pitching yet. We saw the guy on deck, Josh Stevenson. He got off to a bit of a slow start, but once he adjusted to it, he's been hitting well. Be great to see Shackelford follow that same trend.
Brandon looking to strand 2. 1-2, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Shackelford. Gets away from the catcher, Langerman. Both runners will advance. The ball did ricochet back to Langerman, but his throw to second is way late. So Brown moves to third. Goldsmith moves to second. Counts 2-2, 2 outs. And a big spot here for David Shackelford.
Absolutely massive. Just a base hit. That's all you need. Half this deficit.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. On the outside corner, called strike 3. A big strikeout from Connor Brandon. Comes in relief, strands 2. No runs, no hits. 2 runners left on base for the Stallions. Right at the bottom half of the 6th. 4-0 Amsterdam. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by Main Street Restaurant, voted the best Mexican restaurant in the Hudson Valley. Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit, the official strikeout sponsor for the Stallions. Mirabella's Restaurant, perfect for friends and family tonight and every night. Montano Shoe Store, the best athletes wear the best from Montano's. Bottom of the 6th inning, Amsterdam leads the Stallions 4-0. I'm Jake Starr, joined alongside by John Gross as 6-7-8 is due up this inning for the Mohawks. Kai Roberts set to lead things off. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Had an RBI single back in the 4th. Kai Janowitz back out for another inning of work. Here's the first pitch from him. That one's hit far down the left field line, but it's going to slice foul out of play. And it's 0-1 in the Battle of the Kais.
Yeah, this I won't be shocked if this was the first ever Kai versus Kai matchup in baseball history.
Here's the 0-1. Roberts drops a bunt. Janowitz fields, throws the first. It's in time. Nice job by Janowitz to quickly get off the mound. That one was bunted on the third base side of the mound. And robbed Kai Roberts of a base hit, and Janowitz wins this Battle of the Kais.
Yeah, first ever. I'm going to say for the first ever, Kai versus Kai.
Remember we had a battle of Will Smiths in Major League Baseball a couple of years ago, as Riley Langerman steps into the batter's box for Amsterdam now. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. 4-0 Mohawks lead as Janowitz steps off, steps back on.
Yeah, well, Will is a pretty common name, and Will Smith is. I know there's quite a few Will Smiths out there too, but Kai, great name, but not a popular one.
First pitch from Janowitz, misses low and away for a ball. It is 1-0 to Langerman, who's 1 for 2 tonight. Double in the third, struck out looking back in the fourth. The 7-hole hitter for this Amsterdam team as the sun continues to set here at Shuttleworth Park as that 1-0 is swung on and missed there by Langerman. Lights are on here at Shuttleworth Park. Brought to you by Richards Electric, the official lights turning on sponsor for the Stallions. When the lights go out, call Richards Electric. 1-1 the count to Langerman, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Misses inside. Runs the count to 2-1 with 1 gone.
Do you know any other Jake Stars?
I've looked up Jake Star on Google, and I've seen other Jake Stars.
Okay.
2-1's the count. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Under the feet of Langerman. Danced out of the way of that one. Makes it 3-1. Do you know any other John Grosses?
Actually, I do. Now, not personally, but any college basketball fans out there may remember the former Illinois head basketball coach, who I think was at Cleveland State before that, named John Gross. John-Groce. So spelled differently, but same name.
Here's the 3-1 pitch from Janowitz. Curveball taken by Langerman, called for a strike on the inside corner. Langerman was about 6 steps towards first base, thought that was ball 4. And home plate umpire Doug Owen disagreed. And now the count's 3-2 with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 6th, 4-0 Amsterdam. Deep breath from Janowitz. Here's the pitch. That one's hit high and deep towards center. Stevenson moves to his left. He's going to have room, and he makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. And that'll bring Jake Reinisch to the plate, 2 down.
Much better job by Janowitz to start off this inning. But, of course, has to finish off the job. This is an Amsterdam team that can hit the ball very well. With 2 outs, with 2 strikes on him. Need to finish off the job, and it would be a very quality inning for Janowitz.
Reinisch yet to record an official at-bat tonight. Walked back in the 3rd, hit by a pitch and scored in the 5th. Here's the first pitch from Janowitz. Misses low and away for a ball. It's 1-1. 1-0, excuse me. Janowitz working with a lot more pace, a lot more confidence this inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fouled off the protective netting behind home plate. Just want to say, John, I didn't flinch. Our broadcast counterparts for Amsterdam to our right flinched pretty bad. So when you're here enough now, you learn that the netting it's going to protect you.
Absolutely. It's there for a reason.
Counts 1-1, 2 outs. We'll give Amsterdam credit. They were ready. They had the hands up as that 1-1 misses low and away for a ball, 2-1. Amsterdam's broadcasters pre-game the Ice Bucket Challenge. Challenged myself, Michael Gross, and John Gross to it. So stay tuned to the Stallions Twitter and other socials tomorrow as we will be participating in that, John. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Janowitz. Upstairs for a ball, 3-1.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully it's a hot day. Or we should just wait until it's like a really hot day and do it.
Well, they said within 24 hours, so can't back out now. Counts 3-1 to Jake Reinisch. 2 gone, bottom 6. Here's the pitch. That one misses upstairs for a ball. Reinisch works a walk for the 2nd time tonight, and he's reached base in all 3 at-bats. That'll bring the 9-hole hitter Stone Me out of the plate.
Yeah, and like I said, you got to finish off the job. It's great to get the first 2 outs, but this is an offense that is always threatening. You have to be able to record this 3rd out, and Meow, the 10 hitter, with Shaw on deck. You don't want to give him an opportunity. We've seen the damage he can do.
Here's the first pitch to Meow. Curveball misses up and away for a ball. 1-0 as Reinisch leads off first with 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Amsterdam holds a 4-0 lead. Stallions 9 outs to work with. They got to find a way to get some runs back starting in the 7th. Janowitz toes the first base side of the rubber, works from the stretch to righty. Here's the 1-0. That one upstairs for a ball, 2-0, and see the runner on first now. Janowitz working more of a slide step here.
Right.
And it looks like he's rushing his delivery maybe a little bit too bit.
A little bit. He tried to, it seems like he's trying to hit that up and away corner maybe, but stays too high and 2 out.
2-0 to count. Stone Meow. DH tonight from Hawaii. Here's the pitch. Nice curveball there. In there for a called strike. It's 2-1.
And he has an interesting arm slot. I think Kai can mix it up a bit from his release point, and that can make it a little tougher for batters.
Reinisch leads off first, 2 gone. Counts 2-1 to Meow. A long look-in from Janowitz. Now he sets just above the belt. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss over that curveball from Meow. Makes the count 2-2.
B-E-A, beautiful. That is textbook right there, Jake. Now 2-2 count on Meow. A prime opportunity to wrap up this sixth.
Zanowitz one pitch away from seeing himself out of the sixth. Getting the Stallions bats back to the plate. Checks the runner at first and Reinisch. Takes a deep breath, shrugs his shoulders. A 2-2 pitch. Upstairs for a ball, makes the count full. And Reinisch will be off on the pitch.
Have to finish this. Matt Shaw's on deck. Can't give him a chance with guys on base.
Count full to Stone Meow, who's 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a run scored. Reinisch is off. Here's the payoff pitch. Chop towards first. Fugers fields it. It's a fair ball, and he'll tag first. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits. 1 runner left on base. 2/3 of the way home from Amsterdam. We'll head to the 7th. 4-0 Mohawks.
Top 7, Saugerties down 4-0 here from Shuttleworth Park. Stallions baseball is brought to you by Knocker Auto Insurance. Over 50 years, 50 carriers. They've got you covered. PC Smith & Sons Hardware. Smith Hardware on Main Street. Got a project that can help. Peak Trading, need it lifted up or tied down. Peak Trading has the supplies. Praetorius and Conrad, Civil and Environmental Engineering and Land Surveying, and Richards Electric. When lights go out, call Richards. Josh Stevenson leads off against Connor Brandon in this top of the 7th. 4-0 Amsterdam. The Mohawks put up 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. The Stallions have been held off the scoreboard through the first 6. The first offering to the lefty, fastball, high heat upstairs, 1-0.
Got to start somewhere now. You got 3, 4, 5 due up. Futures on deck, who's been seeing the ball well tonight. Just missed a home run in the 5th. So if you're Stevenson, you can get on. Chance to do some damage after they chase Smith from the game.
1-0, skied back, count now 1-1. Stevenson 0 for 2, he struck out looking back in the first before popping out to left in the 4th. Like Jake mentioned, Kip Fugers is on deck, he's 1 for 2. The 5-hitter is Cade Verduzco, who is 1 for 1. He's reached in both at-bats with a single and a hit by pitch. Time is called by Stevenson. He'll circle around, ponder things. A 1-1 count, nobody out. 4-0 Amsterdam in the top of the 7th. Brandon comes set, left foot just in front of his right. He'll fire home. Stevenson gets a good chunk of it, but sprays it foul, left field side, 1-2.
He's squaring it up nicely too, John. Just a tick behind it. Looks like we saw Fugers back in that first inning against Smith. Obviously, it's a new pitcher in Brandon that these guys haven't seen yet, but Stevenson's now seen a couple of pitches. If he gets another fastball out over the plate, he can do some damage here, but look to Brandon to go with some kind of off-speed pitch here.
1-2 is high outside, 2-2. Well, Connor Brandon, the hard-throwing righty out of Toledo, entered for Nick Smith, went 5 2/3 of shutout baseball at 6 strikeouts. Stevenson's first at-bat against Brandon, righty versus lefty. Brandon leans in. It's a 2-2 count with no outs to the 3-hitter in the Saugerties lineup. The offering home is inside full count.
That was a close one, but a really good take by Stevenson. if he swung the bat there. Not really much he could have done. That one was in and almost buckled towards that back knee.
So a full count now. The Stallions have started off 4 out of the first 6 innings with a base runner, as the 3-2 is lined foul left field side and just hit a tree and knocked off a couple of branches, actually. So Josh Stevenson, not just a baseball player, but a landscaper today as well.
Hey, the trees need some trimming. Help prune them down a little bit.
After all this rain, I'm sure they're growing quite a bit. So the count remains full as the 3-2 home drops in a curveball, finds the zone, a backwards K for the first out.
2 batters faced so far for Brandon, 2 strikeouts looking. Well, here's Futures, one of the hotter hitters tonight. He said he's looked good as, first at bat, hit one in the right just at the edge of the track, and another one off the wall in the 5th that just missed being a home run. So some would say he's due.
Waits the first offering from Brandon, righty to righty, 4-0 Amsterdam, top of the 7th. And Brandon misses low on a fastball, 1-0.
Take out those 50-50s. We have a winning number.
A beautiful night for baseball, low 70s, mostly sunny. 1-0, slap back, 1-1. And a nice reprieve from either extensive heat or just ridiculous amounts of rain.
Why can't every day just be like this, John?
I know, right? Can you tell the weather people to make that happen, Jake?
I'll
You
try
have
my
connections?
best.
1-1 high, escapes the glove of Langerman, 2-1. We have had 3 straight rainouts leading into tonight's game. So it's the Stallions' first game since July 6th. You look back last week, or 2 weeks ago, there were 4 straight rainouts leading into the July 4th game. So we thought, all right, we got through the 4. That's the big clump, but no. We're followed with 3 more. But great weather tonight. 2-1 is hacked out and missed. 2-2 with 1 out. 4-0 Amsterdam, top of the 7th. Fuger stands all the way back in the box. His right foot on the end line. 2-2 home. Drilled back, and the count stays put.
Yeah, a couple hard-throwing righties tonight that we've seen from Amsterdam, and that's been the one issue. The Achilles heel for the Stallions team has been when they face teams that have guys that are throwing in those, mid-90s, that's where they have the trouble. A lot of the guys they tee off on kind of sit in that 87 to like 91, 92 range. That's their sweet spot, but if you want a chance to, first of all, beat Amsterdam and then make a run at a potential deep playoff run, they're going to have to start hitting these faster pitchers.
2-2 off-speed pitch, and Futures is down looking on the inner portion. That's back-to-back strikeouts in this 7th, and now 3 straight backwards Ks ordered up by the righty Connor Brandon.
Yeah, Futures was thinking fastball all the way there, completely caught off guard by that curveball from Connor Brandon.
Cade Verduzco is 1 for 1. He's reached in both of his at-bats. Brandon spikes a pitch in the turf for a ball. Verduzco singled in the 1st and was hit in the 5th. Seems to be okay, though. Actually got a little dinged up earlier this season at Amsterdam. As the 1-0 tails away, 2-0. Saugerties being outscored 4-0 here in the top of the 7th. Out hit 8-2. Tyler Kelder in the on-deck circle. Here's the 2-0 from the righty Brandon. Misses low, ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes on Verduzco, with Tyler Kelder awaiting in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, Kelder had that 6-4-3 double play after Verduzco got hit by a pitch last inning.
There's a strike in the knees. 3-1.
Verduzco's reached base every time tonight. It's been pretty good this year. 6 for 14 overall. Has missed a little bit of time, but he's back and healthy now.
Yeah, been a nice addition to the Stallions team. Again, limited time because he was out for a little while. Now faces a 3-1 from Brandon. Paints the outside corner, full count. 2 outs, top of the 7th. A strike and out away from bringing us to the 7th inning stretch. And what has been a fairly low-scoring game with the exception of the 4th and 5th for Amsterdam. It's 4-0 Mohawks as Brandon deals the full count away, and Verduzco has reached base now in all 3 at-bats.
Single, hit by pitch, a walk. And now you got Kelder up. Got to do something here, John. You can't, you're getting towards the bottom of the lineup here. You have to do something if you're Kelder. At least keep the line moving.
So Verduzco 3 for 3 in terms of getting on base with his plate appearances as he stands on at first with 2 outs in a 4-0 game for Amsterdam. Top of the 7th, it's Kelder to the plate. Watches low, 1-0. Tyler is 0 for 2. A pop out to first, and then a ground ball into a 6-4-3 double play. That was an inning that started. That double play came in the 5th. Started with runners reaching first and second with no outs. Kelder hardly chopped. Third base side foul. 1-1.
Little lean back by third base coach Adam Cray. Getting out of the way of that one.
A lean back. A lean back. You know that song?
I don't believe so. Maybe.
Wow.
I'm sure I've heard it before.
You're more of a country guy anyway, though, right?
I am a big
Okay.
country guy.
Kelder readies in the 1-1, gets a good chunk of this to left, and that'll hop off the fence. Verduzco is around second. He's going to be sent to the plate. Relay throw home is in time. And that wraps up the top of the 7th. And we head to the 7th inning stretch. It was a double for Kelder, but no runs coming across. And the Stallions remain off the scoreboard. Through 6.5, it's 4-0 Amsterdam. No runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. Stallions baseball, the Saugerties Stallions Broadcast Network. Well, after the Stallions nearly graced the scoreboard, Ray Rodriguez looked to shut things down in the bottom of the 7th. The righty out of Weber International has been a very reliable piece of the Stallions bullpen, Jake.
Yeah, Rodriguez, this is his 9th appearance, a 2.07 ERA, 13 innings pitched, does have a couple saves, 12 walks, 10 strikeouts, 7 hits overall for Ray Rodriguez.
So the day is done for Kai Janowitz, gives up a couple runs in his 2 innings of work. And Ray Rodriguez will have to go through the top of the order in Matt Shaw, who is 0 for 2. First pitch to Shaw, lifted back foul, 0-1. Rodriguez at times has looked like an unhittable pitcher, other times been a little erratic with his control. We'll see which version of him we get today, but good start as he works up 0-2, another foul back. On the top of the order, Matt Shaw. It's Matt Shaw, the leadoff batter, followed by Brett Coker, the 2-hitter, and CJ Funk in the hole.
Yeah, the key for Rodriguez is going to be just locating that fastball. You know, doesn't have to necessarily throw it too hard, but if he can hit his spots, you know, he sits high 80s, low 90s, can do some good work.
0-2 home, bounce just short of the plate. 1-2 again. Jacob Marquez now catching for the Stallions. Gene Napolitano took what appeared to be a bouncing ball in the thigh area and was taken out of the game earlier. So Rodriguez stays ahead 1-2. It's 4-0 Amsterdam, bottom of the seventh from Shuttleworth Park. Righty to righty, a leg kick from Rodriguez, a slap shot right to the shortstop, Goldsmith. Couple slides to his left, and there's one down to the 7th.
Hit hard off the bat of Shaw, no surprise there. I mean, he hits everything hard, but he's 0 for 3 tonight, but nice play by Goldsmith.
Sends the 2-hitter, Brett Coker, to the plate. Coker is 2 for 3. A 2 for 3 performance with a 2 RBI single and a solo homer, so a 3 RBI night for Coker. Watches down and in, 1-0. Guy who was 2 for 4 with a home run, a double, and 2 RBI last night against Glens Falls. So he's really seeing it and hitting it well. As the 1-0 pitch just works the inner portion. 1-1. I thought that was the same spot.
The
right.
same exact spot as the first pitch, but that time it's called a strike.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases are empty for Brett Coker. Rodriguez comes set of the belts. He'll tap his glove, now deal home at the knees, 1-2.
I feel like all three were in the same spot, John.
Yeah, maybe that one a little bit more of the plate, but I'm with you. It's similar spots. Nonetheless, Rodriguez does get the last 2 calls his way. So a 1-2 count, 1 away on Brett Coker. Did strike out in the first. Pitch from Rodriguez, a swinging strike 3. It's in the dirt. Marquez will fling it over to first in time, 2 outs, and Ray Rodriguez records his first Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union strikeout of the night.
Yeah, I saw my Rodriguez just pitch to contact the first batter, mixing that nice off-speed pitch to follow up that fastball that he's throwing well tonight, and that's what you like to see. Now you got Funk, you can retire this 3-hole hitter. Feel pretty good about yourself and your Rodriguez.
So Rodriguez, like Jake says, retires the first 2. Now looking to record a 1-2-3. CJ Funk is 1 for 3 tonight at a bunt single. His last at bat takes a fastball low and inside, 1-0. 4-0 Amsterdam, bottom of the 7th. The Mohawks scored 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. That's it. But realistically, this could be a whole lot worse. That was a 5th inning that started with the bases being loaded and no outs.
Yeah, no, they worked out of a couple of jams tonight. And look, 4 runs against an Amsterdam team that's averaging almost 8 per game is not bad. But the fact of the matter is, when you can't score runs, you know, you have to limit the damage from the other team.
Funk launches it back foul, 1-1. And that's really been the biggest struggle this year for the Stallions. They've been able to hang with Amsterdam, but as they get to the bullpen, the Mohawks put up some runs. The Stallions have struggled to do that at times. But, hey, the Stallions have won a couple games against Amsterdam. These are 2 teams that, when they're at their best, are very evenly matched. As the 1-1 misses low, 2-1. And I think it's safe to say, I mean, we know for a fact, these are the 2 best teams in the East Division. I think it's fairly safe to say, I haven't seen a ton out of the West, but I think these 2 teams are the best 2 teams in the league.
And ultimately, it's just going to come down to, can the Stallions beat Amsterdam? I mean, 2-5 on the season coming into tonight between the teams.
2-1, nice spot at a breaking ball, 2-2 with 2 outs.
And that's going to be the key. I mean, if Stallions lose tonight, they're 2-6 through their first 8 matchups. And if you want to win a championship in this league or go deep in the playoffs, you're going to have to beat Amsterdam.
2-2, 2 outs. Rodriguez fires, misses inside, full count. These teams will still play few more times this season, and I don't think it's the type of situation where the Stallions absolutely will need to sweep the rest of the way, but they'll need to win at least 2 more if they can't win tonight, if they're going to have any chance at winning this division.
Absolutely.
And they'll need some help elsewhere. Full count with 2 outs. Rodriguez dips it down and inside. So no 1-2-3 inning for Rayrod as C.J. Funk trots over to first.
Alabama, number 7.
And that's one of the surprising things about Rodriguez this summer. He's been really good.
Yeah.
You know, just a little bit north of a 2 ERA. But his strikeout to walk numbers this season at Weber were really good. He was striking out about 5 batters for every guy he walked. This summer, it's closer to 1-1. So not sure what the difference has been. But, you know, the command has not been as good up here this summer. But he's still pitching well. Just if he can limit those walk numbers, will be even better.
2 outs. Bryce Eblin crushes this ball to deep right center. A big bat flip, and that is long gone. 6-0 Amsterdam. On the first pitch, Bryce Eblin sees from Ray Rodriguez.
Oh, well, that one feels like a dagger, John, doesn't it? And Eblin with the biggest bat flip I've seen this summer. He knew that was going off the bat, just a fastball that was a bit flat, right up over the plate. And it was a mistake by Rodriguez. He knew it, and Eblin made him pay.
So 2 outs for Davis Mesh, who is 0 for 3 tonight, a couple strikeouts. That's what this Amsterdam team does. 2 strikes on them, 2 outs on them. They don't care. They just somehow find a way. As Mesh shows bunt and pulls back, misses down and outside 1-0. And I'm with you. That was by far and away the biggest bat flip we've seen this season. He launched that thing.
And he crushed the ball, too.
He did. There's no doubt off the barrel. 1-0 from Rodriguez. Pop back, 1-1. And you kind of got the sense that if the Stallions got out of that inning 1-2-3, they find themselves down 4 runs. It would not have been easy, but there's still some life. There's still a chance. Now down by 6. Game you haven't scored yet. Going to be tough sledding from here on out.
Yeah, I mean, 3 hits tonight. You're going to have to string a lot more than 3 hits together in the final 2 frames if you want to come back.
Rodriguez now ahead 1-2 after the off-kilter swing attempt by Mesh, who is again 0 for 3 tonight. Now 4 for 10 as a Mohawk. 6-0 Amsterdam, bottom 7. Rodriguez delivers high and outside, 2-2, and it looks like there's actually a fan, Jake, who is just giving out beer to people. Is that what I'm seeing?
I was hearing it. I was a little confused, but that's what it appears to be.
That's a tray of about 6 or 8 beers.
Nice.
It seems to just be giving it out to people. 2-2 home, down and outside, full count. Stallions back at home tomorrow. A doubleheader. I was about to say 7:05 first pitch, but no, it is a 4 p.m. first pitch to kick off a twin bill against Oneonta. We'll talk more about that as the 3-2 is pushed out to right center field. Back goes Brown. In comes Verduzco from right. He has the ball. And that ends the 7th. But the Amsterdam Mohawks have just put up 2 more runs. 2 runs on 1 hit. A 2-run long ball by Bryce Eblin makes it 6-0 through 7 as we head to the top of the 8th on the Stallions Broadcast Network. Top of the 8th, Stallions down 6-0 at the Saugerties Stallions Broadcast Network. Stallions baseball is brought to you by Rip Van Winkle Country Club. Bring your swing to the Rip. Rip's Auto Parts, the Stallions pitcher catcher battery sponsor. Rip's, your hometown auto parts store. Saugerties Athletic Association, where having fun is what matters. Sawyer Chevrolet and Sawyer Motors. The Sawyer Motors Car Show takes over Saugerties tomorrow, July 11th. Tomorrow. Stella Artois, distributed by Duchess Beer Distributors. Grab an ice cold Stella at the Stallions Watering Trough. And Steyer's, celebrating over 50 years of keeping you on the road. Well, we're going to talk about the car show in a second, but first, Colin Mackel leads off for the Stallions, who find themselves in a 6-run deficit. Looking to avoid being shut out for what would be their second time this season. They were shut out 3-0 at Albany in the second game of the season.
3-0 loss.
3-0 loss. Mackel's 0 for 2. As Brendan's first pitch is a ball, the 1-0 home is cut on and missed, 1-1. So tomorrow's a big day. We have a doubleheader at Cantine, 4 p.m. first pitch. 1 ticket gets you in for both games. Great stuff there. Great reason to come out. 2 games for the price of 1. As the 1-1 is, all right. Clearly below the knees, but it's a called strike 2 regardless. But the car show is going to be great. We have Sundays with the Stallions live with State Senator Michelle Hinchy at 2 p.m., so make sure to join us for that. Otherwise, you can tune in on our YouTube page right here. That's the 1-2. Is down 2-2. So, car show will be live from the car show at 2 p.m. with State Senator Hinchy. Then we'll go right over to Cantine 4 p.m. for 2 games. So, a great day if you're a Stallions fan.
Absolutely. It should be a good day. You know, first twin bill at Cantine this year. Should be fun.
2-2 low, and actually just hit the umpire in his ankle. Now the count's full.
Well, it's got to start somewhere. 3-2's the count. Base hit or ball 4. Walks as good as a hit. Got to find a way to get on.
Full count from Connor Brandon, the righty out of Toledo. His pitch is high, and Colin Mackel starts off this inning with a walk.
Well, it's got to start somewhere. That's the 5th inning out of 8 so far. The Stallions have had a leadoff runner on, and none of them have scored yet.
Nick Iverson to the plate, and Jake, I think if you told me heading into today's game that the Stallions would start off 5 of 8 innings so far with the base runner reaching, I think the Stallions are probably in a pretty good spot. This one splits the wickets of Langerman, and Mackel's in uncontested to second, and he just overstepped the base. I don't know what happened. He took a stumble at the end of that.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's okay. We're getting a mound visit here from Keith Griffin. Not really any action down there in the Mohawks bullpen. Probably just one of them. You know, just settle down. Connor Brandon pitched pretty well tonight, and never mind. There was no action because the guy was getting ready to come in.
So a call to the bullpen. Day is done for Connor Brandon. 6-0 Amsterdam. Top 8. Nobody out. Pitching change for Amsterdam. It's Brian Yetter, the righty out of Marist, heading onto the mound, making his 11th appearance of the season. Has a 2-2 record this year, a 4.05 ERA. Guy's been used exclusively out of the bullpen, making his 5th appearance of the season against Saugerties. Nick Iverson will be the first to face him with Mackel on second. First pitch, a high fastball. Sent out of play, right field side. 1-1.
Runner on second now for Iverson. If you can find a way to turn the lineup over, hey, maybe a run or two on the board for them. You know, it could be a whole new ball game. Have a chance to do some damage here. Still got 6 outs to work with. Got to get 6 runs too.
6-0 Amsterdam, top of the 8th. Iverson watches a strike at the knees. Iverson has reached in both at-bats today. Looking for his first hit of the season against Amsterdam. Is 0 for 12 against the Mohawks this year. Nobody out. Mackel leads off at second. A 1-2 count. A 6-0 Amsterdam edge in the 8th. Top of the 8th. Time called as Iverson will regroup at the dish. Wait back. Righty, Yetter's pitch. A curveball is tapped away. And the count stays 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mackel leads off at second. He walked and advanced on a pass ball. It's a 1-2 to Nick Iverson. Looking to drive home the first Stallions run of the game. Down and out, 2-2.
Iverson's reached base a couple times tonight. Has yet to record an official at-bat. By pitch and walked, but working another good at-bat here as he's done tonight. You said John still looking for that first hit against the Mohawks.
2 balls, 2 strikes. A runner on second in Mackel. Mackel's Marist teammate Yetter sets on the mound. The 2-2 to Iverson. Breaking ball. Dribbler right side of the infield. Charging in the second baseman mesh. He'll quickly toss to first. That's in time for the first out, but Mackel does advance 90 feet to third.
Yeah, it's definitely a productive at-bat. You move the runner to third, but obviously at this point of the game when outs are at the premium, productive at-bats, good in the first, second, first half of the game when it's close, but down 6, obviously you need a bit more than that.
Jacob Marquez is 0 for 1 today. He struck out in relief duty for Gene Napolitano. Got a little dinged up earlier in the game. Napolitano came out. First pitch, a strike in the knees. Marquez, 12 RBI this season. He's been stuck on that 12 number, though, for quite some time. Does have a prime chance to drive home a run, though, with Mackel leading off at third. 0-1 with 1 away. High fastball swung through and whiffed at 0-2.
Yeah, Marquez raced out to the early lead in the league in RBI, but has kind of really cooled off since. Like you said, John, a big opportunity for him here. Would love to see him just find a way to break through, get himself some confidence, too, and get a big hit here.
The right side of the infield between first and second is fairly wide open. The 0-2, same pitch, same spot, same results. A swinging strike 3, 2 outs.
Second strikeout in as many at-bats tonight from Marquez, and now it'll be up to Jarrett Brown to try and drive that run home.
So a great opportunity for the Stallions to avoid being shut out for the second time this season. Jarrett Brown, the 10-hitter, will be the one to try to do it. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a grounded out into a fielder's choice. Mackel at third. First pitch home to Brown. Worked the zone for a strikeout, a fastball. First game for Jarrett Brown since June 26th. Certainly nice to have him back in the lineup. Just another weapon at the disposal of Rich Doobie. No balls, 1 strike. Curveball. Chop third base side off of 1 big hop. Coker Fields, a low throw to first. And a scoop by Runish again blanks the Stallions. So we head to the bottom of the 8th. No runs, no hits, and 1 left in scoring position. 6-0 Amsterdam of the Saugerties Stallions Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 8th from Shuttleworth Park. A nice night for baseball, finally. And the Amsterdam Mohawks lead your Saugerties Stallions 6-0, entering the bottom of the 8th. Stallions baseball is brought to you by Suncommon, a solar company with a purpose beyond profit. The computer guys don't get robbed by the other guys. Call the computer guys. The Emerson Resort, treat yourself to a getaway at the Emerson. Ulster Federal Credit Union, get rewarded with Ulster Federal Credit Union. And Ulster Savings, celebrating 170 years with 170 acts of kindness.
Leading off the bottom of the 8th for the Mohawks.
Kai Roberts tees things off for Amsterdam.
Roberts.
Mohawks trying to pad this 6-0 advantage. In the bottom of the 8th, Roberts snaps to the dish, 1 for 3 tonight, with a single coming back in the 4th. Rodriguez first offering, down and away, 1-0. Rodriguez, you look back to the 7th, that was his first inning of work. Got a couple quick outs, including a strikeout, then walked Funk with 2 strikes on him, then gave up a 2-run home run to Bryce Eblin, as the 1-0 works the outside corner, 1-1. And that 2-run home run seemingly took the wheels off of any possible turnaround for the Stallions at that point. Now they'll only have 3 outs to make up this already pretty sizable deficit. 1-1 dipped low, 2-1. The good news is, though, another chance tomorrow if the Stallions can't come around today.
Another couple of chances
2
tomorrow.
chances tomorrow, yeah. But doubleheader starting at 4 p.m., so coming out to Cantine as the Stallions host the Oneonta Outlaws. Rodriguez gets a hack, 2-2. With nobody out on Kai Roberts. Those are games the Stallions certainly expected to win both of.
And you have to.
You really have to. Rodriguez comes home with a 2-2. Grounded sharply to short. Goldsmith did not have to move. A low throw and a scoop off a hop by Kip Fugers. A tough play by Kip at first, but it's 1 down.
Yeah, tough play all around. Goldsmith had to kind of sit back on his heels there as it was hit so hard. So had to kind of make some of his own momentum on that throw. Got it a little bit low, but a nice job by Fugers to dig that one out.
Riley Langerman is 1 for 3 on this fine evening in Amsterdam. He doubled in the 3rd to start off the 3rd for Amsterdam. First pitch over to the righty, curveball, settles in for a strike. And it's something that Ray Rodriguez likes to do. He's really good at working backwards, and then he'll pump that fastball by you as he's ahead 0-1. Rodriguez readies first base side of the rubber. He'll kick, he'll deal. And again, a curveball comes across, this time a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Yeah, something that his coach at Weber International, Colin Martin, really enjoyed from seeing him do, just pitching backwards. Doesn't matter when the count is. He'll pitch curveballs early on, come back with a fastball. It's a good way just to keep those hitters off balance.
0-2 from Rodriguez. And what do you know, it's again that curveball. A backwards K for Ray Rodriguez, his 2nd Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union strikeout.
You said Rodriguez, when he's got everything working, he really does a nice job of setting hitters up and finishing hitters, and that's when he's at his best. When he's not trying to throw as hard as he can, when he's out there locating the fastball, 87, 90 miles an hour in that range, maybe touching 91, 92, and then mixing in that all-speed stuff.
So a couple quick outs for Rodriguez. Took a little off that pitch, a swing through 0-1 from the lefty Jake Reinisch. Reinisch has reached in all 3 at-bats, but technically has not recorded a plate appearance. He walked, was hit by a pitch, and walked. Pardon me, an at-bat. He's recorded 3 plate appearances, no at-bats. 0-1 misses in the turf, 1-1.
Still a productive night for Reinisch, though.
Absolutely.
Scored a run, 2 back in the 5th.
Rodriguez trying to set down the Mohawks, 1-2-3. In this bottom of the 8th, give his Stallions bats one final chance. Curveball dips just away, 2-1. And really, outside of the 2nd inning, outside the first 2 innings, the Mohawks have had at least 1 base runner each. 2-1, misses below the knees, 3-1.
Definitely been a tighter strike zone tonight from Doug Owen, the home plate umpire.
3 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. 6-0 Amsterdam. Righty to lefty. First, the 3-1 pitch is outside, and Reinisch will head off to first.
Pretty much the same sequence as last inning. 2 quick outs, then a 2-out walk. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite Rodriguez this time, though.
Stone Meow comes to the plate 1 for 3 tonight. The 10 hitter in this Amsterdam order. Rodriguez now has a runner on first. The offering is lined back, and that actually went above the net. And there are a couple kids going after it. Jake, I thought that was going to come right out.
I thought that was coming right at us. That was like
my
the
goodness.
absolute perfect angle, too.
Had just enough topspin on it, kind of like a tennis shot, just
Yeah.
tucked over the net. Rodriguez flings it back to first, gets away from Fugers. And Reinisch will stay put at first. That was close.
It didn't hit the stanchion. That might be coming right for us.
I think it would have.
Got a kid down there who made the play.
Oh, and he's going to give it to a younger fan. What
There
a
we go.
nice
We like to
young
see.
man. Sportsmanship right there. 0-1 to Meow. Make that 0-2. Get a good chunk of it fouled on the left field side.
I'm intrigued, John. I'm hearing this $1 deal at the concession stand.
Wow.
They didn't say what's for $1, but
Well, if there's some popcorn for $1, I might have to make my way over
didn't
there.
you tell me earlier if you say you want popcorn to tell you no?
Yeah, I actually did say that to Jake. I did.
But for $1, it's a different story.
0-2, 2 outs, a runner on first in Reinisch. 6-0 Amsterdam, bottom 8. Curveball away, 1-2. Yeah, $1 I would do, but it's $5. So I'll pass on that for now.
Maybe it's on the dollar menu tonight.
If it is, I'm a lucky man. Rodriguez trying to wrap up this 8th. They'll kick and deal. And again, outside, 2-2. This time was a fastball. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs.
You're right here. You want to get your ender. You want to have, get a clean inning here. One that you can be happy about after struggling a little bit in the 7th.
Rodriguez fires in the 2-2. That's in there, called strike 3. Fastball paints the outside corner. And we head to the top of the 9th. One final chance for Saugerties. Need at least 6 to keep things going. Through 8, it's 6-0 Mohawks to the Saugerties Stallions Broadcast Network. Top of the last, Gunnar Goldsmith will lead off the final chance for Saugerties. And, well, I guess if you are going to come back, you're in a good spot to do it. It's the top of the order. 1, 2, 3 due up. Goldsmith, Shackelford, and Stevenson slated to hit for Saugerties.
Well, they had 6 runs in Game 2 against Glens Falls in the first inning the other night, so here in the 9th inning tonight, get some Stallion magic.
First pitch home, bunt shown, pulled back. It's a strike regardless. 0-1 from Brian Yetter. We saw a 9-run inning against Albany, right? So it's
we did
doable.
See that. It's doable, but obviously you're facing arguably the best team in the league, so definitely a bit harder.
Yeah, top 2 teams in the league here. These sides will play in some meaningful baseball late in the year. There's no doubt about that. 0-1 fastball right down Broadway. 0-2. Goldsmith has a pair of walks sandwiched around a backwards K. And is now behind 0-2 on the fairly regular closer for Amsterdam and Brian Yetter. Yetter on the 0-2 home. High and away, 1-2.
Definitely a ball. Might be a strike with some home plate umpires, but not Doug Owen tonight.
Goldsmith still behind. It's a 1-2 count. And swinging strike 3 for out number 1 of the night.
I mean, John, it's just going to be, it's the pitching of Amsterdam. That's the Achilles heel for the Stallions team. I mean, gave up 6 runs to Amsterdam. It's not terrible. You know, 2 runs in 3 innings tonight. It's not bad. You just got to start hitting these pitchers. That's the only difference right now with this team.
David Shackelford will avoid a 4th strikeout, but it's a pop-up of the infield, and it's caught by Brett Coker. 2 outs.
Well, now Josh Stevenson, last hope tonight.
Number 1, Josh Stevenson.
Only 3 hits tonight for the Stallions. Just a, another poor offensive effort against the Mohawks.
So 2 outs for Stevenson, who is 0 for 3. 2 backwards Ks, a fly out to left. Again, the Stallions' first game since the 6th, after 3 straight rainouts. Stevenson, it's a good chunk of this to center field. Not quite deep enough, though. And Matt Shaw has it to end the game. The Stallions are shut out for just the 2nd time this season. Final score, 6-0 Amsterdam. The Mohawks out-hit Saugerties 9-3. Jake, I will say this. After both of the extensive streaks of rainouts that we've had, the Stallions have had to go out and play Amsterdam. It's not easy to play the Mohawks any day of the week, but especially when you haven't played for a while. I think that rust has clearly had an impact in the Stallions' bats.
No, this team needs to they just got to start playing games, and hopefully this week is the start of that. Weather does look nicer as the week progresses, so got to start playing games. And I mean, you can't be off 4 straight days and then play Amsterdam. It's happened twice now. It's not going to work. And I mean, look, the recipe's got to be, face some of these teams that you're better than, Glens Falls, Oneonta, Albany, and, get hot against those guys. And then when you face Amsterdam, you got some momentum behind you. But it's so hard to stop and start like this team has. And look, you can stop and start when you're playing Glens Falls or you're playing Oneonta. But, hey, even Albany or Amsterdam, you need to have some kind of momentum. And it's tough with all these rainouts. But, hey, a lot of baseball left, 22 games to go, including tomorrow, 18 days to play them. So it's going to be plenty of opportunities for this team to get some momentum going.
And still more chances against Amsterdam to do that, too. Listen, these are 2 best teams in the league. The Stallions have taken 2 from the Mohawks in the season. We know it's possible, just about executing. And, hey, it would be nice to get a game against him after playing 4 or 5 games in a row. So hopefully that is in store for the future. But what's in store for the immediate future, a busy day tomorrow, a doubleheader at Canton Field, so coming out for that. First pitch for game 1 is at 4 o'clock against the Oneonta Outlaws. Prior to that as well, we will be live at the Sawyer Motors Car Show, which takes over Saugerties tomorrow. Coming out, if you're in the area, come hit up the Stallions booth. We'll be interviewing State Senator Michelle Hinchy. Myself and Jake will be on with State Senator Hinchy. And should be a really great day. We'll be live streaming that, of course, on our YouTube page. Well, that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Big thanks to all of you for joining us. My broadcast partner, Jake Starr. I'm John Gross, signing off from Shuttleworth Park. 6-0 Amsterdam victorious as the Stallions fall to 18-8 this season. Have a good one, folks. We will talk to you on a busy Sunday tomorrow. Let's hope the rain stays away. Have a great night.